Hello, everybody. How's everyone? Sorry I'm late.
Can you hear me? I figured it out, I think.
Oh, hold on now. I'm going to bring up my volume down. One now.
Oh, you're sounding weird.
Oh, you're breaking out of my computer, is that you? Are you there? Yeah.
I can hear you, but it's kind of robot.
Oh, you kind of sound like one too. Is there? Is everybody at volume working over there? I wish I said hi. Okay, well, so let me get the camera microphone. Hold on. Let me, I don't know how to do this. Yay. Oh, look at this. You guys can see that our two Australians just popped up above the camera, above our, not camera, above the computer. Okay, let me see how I hear you. Hi. Okay.
Test.
How's it going, guys? Can you hear me? Oh, this is frustrating. What about you? Can you hear me? Okay, that's not it. Okay, can anybody hear me now? Anybody? Can you hear me?
Oh, Mel left.
Where is Mel?
Okay, Dan says we sound good.
Okay, by the way, Dan, I got the mic, but I haven't figured out how to use it yet.
I'm gonna turn the mic, the camera person.
Brandon says he can hear me. Okay, there's Mel back. Maybe
That's so much better.
that does?
Yeah, I can hear now.
Okay, I think it was because I was using the computer microphone, but using the new camera. So how does the camera look?
Yeah. What do you guys think of my mom's new awesome camera quality?
I can tell the difference on my end.
My sister says, hey superstar. You can tell a difference? Is it a good difference?
I can. It's a good difference.
Good, because I was getting a little pissed off about it not being the quality that I wanted.
No, I think it looks good.
Okay, fantastic.
I was about to resort to the point where I was gonna set up my 1991 Panasonic camera and get that one. That thing's 1080p. It's really good quality. It's got 12x zoom.
Schmutz says, feed me. I've been waiting for the live to feed everybody.
Right. Let's show. We got somebody to show too. Let me see if I can do this.
A very special someone.
Very special somebody.
Wait, Mom, why don't I just take the camera up there?
He's getting pissy with Kiwi.
Say again?
I said he's getting kind of be a jerk with the other fish because he wants the food. He's
just
like,
turn it and point it.
Go away.
And
Am I good?
Down.
Down?
Little more. And zoom.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Over to the left. Okay, now down. And not that far. Oh, right there. Zoom. Zoom.
I am.
Oh, it's not going any further. You're gonna have to. Okay, we'll just take the phone over there.
Wait, I can get a little bit of distance off this.
Here, and then all the next. Down. Yeah, all you see is the top. Down. This way. Oh my God, this is pretty cute.
Well, I can't see on that.
Where'd it go? Where'd the damn thing go?
Was this the one you got today?
Yeah, he's down there. Is that him?
I thought I saw him by the heater. Yeah, by the heater.
Come on out, dude.
Okay, sorry. I wish it would allow us to use the.
There. Look at this big boy.
I'm gonna see about mine.
So are we decided what we're calling him?
Yes, that is Papa Schmear.
It's Papa Schmear because Dan refused to take it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he deserves it anyway. He's got a big, huge chunk of smear under his chin. Okay, you're gonna have to take this one. I'm about to drop it.
Okay. I was about to get my camera set up and see if I can manage to get it to hook up to your
About
hook up to my computer first and set it up.
Where's my boots?
give these guys some food.
Right there. And it's zoomed too close in, so back it out. Right there, right there. Right. One more in. One more. Okay, you're good.
Yeah,
Anyway, we can do this. Next time,
So-
instead of moving the stupid camera, I'm going to use the phone and try that one.
or we
So
can try
Shirley, what's the topic tonight?
We are having a fish fry, people.
We're talking about baby fish tonight.
Yes, we are talking. Let's talk about it. Well, I figured since we did triggering for breeding and stuff not long ago, that when you said let's talk about fry, I was like, that sounds good. Yes, Christopher, I am 5 subscribers from hitting 100.
I'm trying to
Don't know
find
what I'm gonna do when I do. Do what, Mel?
what's for dinner tonight for these
Oh.
guys.
Yeah. Okay, let's say hi. Let's see who's all in here so I can say hi to everybody. Okay. Dan's here. He was the first one. Hell yeah, Dan. Hi, Cecil. And Christopher. And Brandon, of course. Him and his glowfish obsession. And let's see. And Mel, of course. Hi, Mel.
Y'all have to excuse me because I can't read the chat. I'm just still only on my phone.
I will try to put the chats up there. If I don't, you remind me.
Okay.
So,
I wish I had some crickets.
right, that would be so much fun. So, question. I know everybody wants me to do a live when I hit 100, but is there anything like special topic or anything special you want to do or anything like that? I wanted to do some sort of giveaway, but I don't really think I've got anything I can use for that.
There should be giveaway tools. You mean you don't have anything to give away, or you don't know how?
I don't think so. I mean, I could maybe give away a Corey later or something, but not right now. I don't have anything right now. What?
yellow fish that's 20 gallons. You know what's
We're grabbing some food.
You?
black?
Oh, I don't think anybody wants that.
What's the you?
She said I could give away Cole, the yellow Pikachu beta, but I don't think that's I don't know. But I don't know if anybody would want that anyway. So, he's pretty though. I don't really know. Like, I don't have any extra like equipment. I don't have, and all the stuff I have is not. It's not really new. Anyway, what does that sound? Never mind. It's gone.
Schmutz was not satisfied with the community crave, so I'm doing brine
Oh,
shrimp.
that's what it is. You're getting stuff. Dan says give Django away. If whoever they would, well, maybe it'll work.
Free
'Cause they
dog.
would take him back.
All right. There we go. Schmutz.
I don't know. I could, like, the only thing that I would have that would be worth anything would be fish. So, and I don't have anything. Well, I could give some killie eggs away.
Everybody loves killie eggs
So, okay.
and brine shrimp.
I suspect that Christopher is on his wife's account. Because I don't think that his better half would say those things, at least not in public. Oh, I didn't. You don't see what she's saying. Okay, hold on.
Nope. I'm
Says Christopher Duncan is the most handsome man in the world. His humor is so good. He can do stand up. I worship the ground he walks on. Hey, mom, roar. Okay,
it sounds accurate to me.
right. So who would want to do killifish eggs for a giveaway? Like, would that Would that be satisfactory for everybody?
Any takers?
Yeah, that's what I want to. Because like, I don't want to give something away that nobody wants, but I don't really have a lot of options. So,
Hey, can't go wrong with eggs.
and it would be the perfect thing for after talking about this.
Yep. On brand. Speaking of on brand, I've been getting. Here's the floor pond.
Oh, there's a bougie floor pond.
Yep, I've been getting eggs every day from these little Medaka rice
Oh,
boys.
you gotta send me some or something. Well, I don't know. Maybe mine will.
Maybe there's still some. I don't think so. I think they already rubbed them off.
Yeah.
Yep, they already rubbed them off today, I guess.
I need to pay better attention to my rice fish, but they're in my bedroom, so I don't really look at them.
And there's little Yamamoto.
I watch them before I go to bed, but I don't like get up close to the tank very much and really check them out. So I'm gonna have to do that because it's possible they might have had eggs and I didn't know it because they all look big enough. So
They
I
want.
got a female Kalitawa today too.
You got more Kalitawa, you said?
Just one because they're like $18 a piece, so I was only able to get one. Mom, the giveaway that I'm thinking I'll do is for when I get 100 subscribers. I'm at 95 right now, and so I think whenever I get 100 subscribers, I might do a live and maybe give away killifish eggs because I'm not really sure. I don't really have anything else, and I want to say thanks to everybody. So maybe they'll do that. So anyway, but yeah. I got a new Kalitawa today, and it's a female. I'm hoping. I wanted to get both of them. They only had 2 of them there. I wanted to get both of them, but I didn't have,
Didn't you say you
$36.
were breeding them?
Huh?
Didn't you say you were breeding the Kalitawa?
That's the plan, but they haven't started spawning yet. So I was hoping adding a new one in, a new female in or something. Now, one of the males, I've got 2 males. One of the males has turned hugely bright. Like, he's big compared to the other ones, and he's got bright red on him, like super bright, and a black, like the little black stripe down the side of towards the front. It's dark. It's super dark.
Hey, Mom,
So what?
I gotta pee.
Thanks for the announcement.
Right? That's what I get for having a teenager. But yeah, so
These guys are just super hungry all the time. I feel like I can't feed them enough.
yeah, mine are that way too. I give them
The rice food?
live food and stuff all the time, and they just go crazy.
Oh, I better not waste this frozen food. I about left it out here and forgot about it.
Oh, that'd be bad.
That would be a first.
Right, Dan? When you gotta go, you gotta go.
And tell the world while you're at it.
Oh, Christopher said he's gonna have to behave. I don't believe that's gonna happen at all.
Okay.
No,
Frozen
Christopher,
food.
I have 5 Kalitawa now because I had 7 originally, but when I got them, 3 of them died. So I'm not really sure what happened. Nobody else, they didn't show any signs of anything, and nobody else got sick. So I'm assuming that they probably just got overstressed from the transport to the auction, and then from auction to here, and then acclimating and putting them in a tank. They probably died. But I now have 5 Kalitawa, 3 females and 2 males.
From what you showed me better than I can give away.
I'm probably giving Philly eggs away. I don't think anybody wants for that. It's 2 males to 3 females, Christopher.
So, Shirley, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What was your first? I know you've got like a ton of breeding projects going on. That's no secret. But what was the first one that you were like, this fish first, I'm going to breed these, and then what? Did it branch off from there? Or?
Oh, well, the first breeding project that I had was my albino cories, and that was not on purpose. I had no intention of breeding, and then all of a sudden, boom, eggs all over my glass in my tank. So I was like, didn't know what to do. So I did a lot of I got them out and I did some research and hatched them, and that was the bug that bit me. It's my cories, the albinos, yeah. So, and they've been so far they've been my biggest moneymaker, really.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, everybody wants them, and apparently I've got decent cories, and well, part of it is that I let them grow out more. I don't sell them the very second they get an inch big.
Right.
I let them grow and beef up and get strong, so that way I know that they can handle the transport, the bagging, and all that jazz. So, hey, Henry Aquarium Fantasy says hi, Mel.
Hi.
So, but yeah, it was the albino Corys.
That's awesome.
Have you done any breeding besides, on purpose? Besides
no,
the
these fish have kind of just, decided they were going to, like, so, like, I haven't actually tried. I do have, like, a fluval breeder box and, like, everything that I would need if I were so inclined.
Yeah.
But I think I'm definitely going to put an effort into breeding these guys right here for sure.
Hey, Jesse. And Christopher says, everyone left my mom's memorial and was going drinking. I came home because I love Shirley and Mel. Oh, we love you so much.
Thank you.
We love you so much. What's the WTF about, not right that one. What is the WTF about, Jesse? And we're glad you survived the hurricane, Henry. But yeah, so that was my first one. Do you think you might do any breeding?
Definitely these guys. The other babies I've had so far have been like surprises and stuff. But like, I think I might go. I'm gonna focus on these ones first. My swordtails and the Corys. But like I said, they kind of just decided for me that they were gonna, make it happen. So I may as well just kind of go along with it, I guess.
Jesse, I posted it on the announcements in Discord. It's not my fault you didn't see it. And he also says he sent you the gift card info.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna get me the second light that I put on Schmutzville over here burnt out today because it was old, and I got it off Craigslist. So who knows how old it really was? The other light, because right now there's a co-op light on it, but one light is not enough for this 40 breeder.
Right.
So.
Yeah, my mom was just talking to me about her light. She's got a 75 and a 55, and she bought a fluorescent light because they said it was big enough for a 75, and I was like, you need to do something different because it was too big. Like it was hanging over and it keeps sliding off, and I was like, you need to. I told her, I said, you can use the same light that you put on the 55. They're the same length. You can use that exact same light. So she's gonna do something different with it now. But I told her, I said, fluorescents not only burn out quickly, but they don't last very long, and they're really draining on your electricity. So
Yeah.
But
yeah, when I had I had a fluorescent light, and it basically grew Anubias, and that's it.
That's really
and it was in a 10-gallon, so like it's not like I was asking a whole lot of it.
Yeah.
But
So I do want to tell you guys something. Lady Gupperton, one of the female guppies, has had her babies a few days ago. Now, initially, we thought there was only one, which I can see very clearly because it's brave as hell and it's out and around. But then we saw at least the second one, possibly a third one. So there are more hiding in the moss.
Nice.
So we've got, but Mr. Spintassel has not had her babies yet, but she's got a hugely dark gravid spot and she's square as crap. So, but anyway, so we got them. They were like seriously hardcore going after the babies yesterday. Just like, Anita was putting her hand down trying to shoo them away from the babies. They would go right around her hand, and they were after it. So we put them, the adults, in a breeder box that has the slots that go out into the tank. So that way, because we were going to put them in another tank, but then I thought, hey, that's going to defeat the purpose because then Mr. Spintassel is going to end up having her babies in that tank, and we'll have to find somewhere else to put them.
Right.
So we put them in a breeder box. Now I tried to separate them and just put the pregnant one in the breeder box. They went nuts. Like up and down and all around. They were just so I put them all three in there, and they're
They
doing
didn't.
okay. They're a little agitated, but they're doing okay. So,
You
but I'm not,
they're in the
I'm not,
breeder box, or
yeah,
you?
the
Oh,
three guppies are in the breeder box. So that way, when they have the babies can swim out into the tank, and
right.
then we put them in a new tank. Well, where they can breed again, and then when they get bigger, I can, that kind of thing. Because it's easier. Those babies are tiny. I don't have a net small enough for that, and I sure tell ain't
Oh
going around
yeah.
with a cup and trying to scoop them out.
Right.
If I knew there was only one or two in there, then that would be different. But I'm suspecting there might be more than three in there. They're just hiding real well. So
Well, my whale guppy that I got yesterday is hiding at the moment, but this guy I got yesterday,
he's pretty.
and then this female
Yeah.
yesterday I got, and then this pintail guppy, which I don't see very often. But of course, the white whale that is Moby Dick doesn't want to show her face.
Of course. Of course.
But she
Man,
might.
Papa Schmear is freaking huge. We measured he's over 8 inches tall and 4 inches long.
I wonder, like, usually when you go into fish stores, like, or at least I've heard that if you find like adult angelfish, they're probably like retired breeders, or they're returned because they were too aggressive.
No, it was an owner surrender, but something happened to the owner and she couldn't take care of him anymore, or they couldn't take care of him anymore. So
Okay.
it wasn't and he was actually in a tank with a bunch of small angels about this big, like little ones, and he was.
Mhm.
The only thing he did is when they got too close to him, sometimes he would kind of like nip at them and shoo them away, but he never chased them, nothing like that. So now I originally was acclimating him in the tank in the 75 with Yeti and the other three, and put him in there. I'll be damned if Yeti didn't come up there and start attacking him through the bag.
Oh, you put him in with Yeti in the bag?
Well, I had him in the bag to acclimate until we got the quarantine tank set up.
Oh, okay.
So, and then I was just trying to keep him warm, and freaking Yeti. I mean, he didn't do it a lot, but he went up and nipped the bag like 2 or 3 times. And
Right.
I was like, dude, you just wait till you're out in the tank with him.
I feel like we gave him a good name.
Yeah, I do too.
He acts like a Yeti.
Yeah. And he was after Papa Schmear like crazy. So. But he did stop. Like, he did stop after a minute or two. And I think he figured out that he couldn't get to him. That's why I think that he did it in the first place, because he knew he couldn't get to him. But then when he figured out he couldn't get to Papa Schmear, he was like, all right, well, I guess I better stop. So, but yeah. So nobody said anything about the killifish eggs. If they want it. Hey, Art. So
speak now or forever hold your peace.
Right, we got to do something, guys. If you want any sort of something for my 100 subscribers,
it's a celebration.
Yeah, I'll do it live when I hit 100 subscribers, and we'll do a giveaway on the live of the killie eggs if you guys are interested. So, if they're all chatting to each other, to themselves, so to each other. So I don't even know if they're paying attention to me.
That's all right.
We'll just chat.
Panagar here has got leftover zucchini.
I see that. Oh, speaking of, we got zucchini yesterday. We need to put that in the tank. My tanks look horrible right now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them with brown diatoms. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 that just need cleaned. Like the glass and stuff needs cleaned on them. So out of that, so I've got 7 tanks in the living room that look really, really gross.
Remember when I told you that Schmutz scraped his head?
Oh no, what happened?
Well, I told you about that the other day, but it's totally healed now. It's like right where his dorsal fin starts on the top of his head. He scraped it somehow, but it healed. It only took like 2 days.
Oh, well, that's good. So he was just being pain. Now I
He
know
probably
how
scraped it on some wood.
Dan says now I know how it feels about everybody chatting to each other and not talking to him. See, that's why I'm smart though. I got me a guest I can chat to. I didn't sit there and just start talking to myself.
Yeah, she's not all antisocial and has no friends like Dan.
Well, I am, but all my friends are just, not close enough to actually know me well enough to like, to not know they should like me. I'm just kidding. Yes, Jesse, what's up? You're gonna do this? Jesse. What? He's like over and over putting my name over and over. Shirley. Like
I wish I could see the chat. One of these days I'll invest in a tablet.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Like all I can do is, oh my God, Jesse. Hi. And Brandon called me Shitley.
What?
He didn't mean to.
I'm not surprised.
And Dan says he spends 10 minutes on a topic and looks at the comments and everybody's talking to them about something else. Good point. We do that quite a bit, don't we, Mel?
Yep.
Anyway, so now Shamu's doing it. So Shamu, you better tell me what the hell you want. Christopher says Schmutz is a pimp. So,
He is.
Yeah, so Papa Schmear, man, he thinks he's got it going on. He's like a big pimpin'. Oh my goodness. So let me see what these people want now. All right, so are we going to talk about Fry?
Yeah, I've already asked you a few questions about that. Let's see. Well, if you don't have live bears that are constantly pooping out babies, then I guess there's eggs somewhere inevitably that just show up every here now and again in my experience. But actually just today somebody asked me, what do you do to spawn your Corys? And I'm like, absolutely nothing. Like they just every time I turn around, there's eggs like every week, I feel like with these guys.
Yeah, Corys do that. Some Corys do that. My albinos are usually good too. Now, whenever when we had that septicemia incident, they didn't spawn for like 2 months after that. But I mean, because they weren't feeling good, they were just feeling better and everything. But they started spawning. The first spawn that they had after that didn't produce any babies. Like they were all just dead. And then, well, not dead, but the eggs were not viable.
Right.
And, but then they started spawning again, and now they're doing really well. I've got 5 batches in the last like 3 weeks, I think. I've got Corys hatching actually today as we speak. So
the albinos?
Yeah, the albinos. But the mystery fry, I found out those are false Julie Corys.
You paused.
Uh-oh, sorry.
Let's see.
The mystery, can you hear me now?
Yep, you're back.
Okay. The mystery fry turned out to be false Julies. So that apparently the Julies in the other 55 with the tetras are spawning too, but I'm not seeing any. I think they're spawning on plants, so I'm gonna have to start. Checking the plants more often because, yeah, they're not spawning on the glass. Let's see. Christopher says every time he does a water change, his Corys get freaky. That's pretty typical of Corys. Brandon says his rainbows get their horny codes going after water changes despite no females. And my mom says, Mel, I love your flower pot in your tank. You there? Oh, wait, hold on.
Technical difficulties.
Okay, do I remove the other one then? Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Mama Roar.
Mama Roar. That's funny. Anyway, so yeah, they're not spawning on the glass, so I don't even know when they're spawning. I see plenty of spawning behavior all the time, but they're not spawning. And I separated my albino bristlenose plecos, the long fins, and now that I've put them back together so they can spawn again, haven't seen no spawning activity. None.
Shirley, look what you have to look forward to.
I know, it's so freaking adorable. It's so good.
They tickle.
Yes.
And they're so helpful. Every time I go in here, all my Anubias keep floating up. Like I have it creeping. I have the Anubias, like I haven't glued it yet because I'm lazy, creeping down towards this pot. But every time you put your hand in the tank, like the Garas just swarm.
That's cute. They're so adorable. I can't wait. I'm gonna have to start. I've got Dietrich in the 75 with Titan, the Garufa. They hang out together.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to get the babies because they're gonna be. He's gonna be nuts. He's gonna be so happy. And I'm putting him in the 75 because, well, the 55 with Sid is. Well, the 75 is getting more crowded now, but the 55 with Sid has 3 Bristlenose plecos in it, my breeding group, and it's got all those Corys. And I was afraid that the Pandagaras would be a little more than it needed in that tank.
Right.
But I think the 75 is good for him because it's big and it's a little bit bigger. So, and all I've got in there, well, I've got Titan and the Corys. So, I mean, I think they're good in there.
Yeah.
I can't wait for babies. Okay.
I think that's what like really sold me on the Pandagaras is that they're just not shy at all. You put your hand in and they just swarm you and like graze on you and stuff.
Yeah.
And that plus they're just so playful and just always doing something.
That's awesome.
Never a dull moment with these guys.
Yeah, I think they're adorable. Like
Now, back to the topic though, I so wish I could figure out how to get these guys breeding. Speaking of, random babies happening.
Yes, that is something when I get them, when I get them researching angels and guppies and their breeding and spawning and stuff, I'm going to look into Pandagaras. And from what I understand, I don't think they're super hard, like 100, you know what I mean? Like,
I know it's done regularly. Like I know that. Like they're definitely doable.
I think it takes a little hands-on effort, but it's not hard. It just
Yeah.
takes a little more effort. So
I don't think I'm gonna wake up one morning sadly and come down here and there's like tons of baby Garas.
No, but see,
they're in the pot.
Do that. I'm waiting on that, but I've got 6 hill streams. 3 of them I just got like a month ago, so they're just now starting to get old enough to spawn, I think. So
the
other 3 are ready, but yeah, the other 3 are ready, but I believe they're all the same sex. I still haven't figured out how to sex them, but they all look the things that they say, like the I can't remember which is which, but one of them has like shoulders. I think that's the female, and their fins on the outside of their body near their head are more rounded, and I believe, or maybe they're the square one. One of them's got squared off fins around their head.
Yeah, like the sides of their head. Yes. I can't remember which it is either.
Yeah, but the 3 original ones I got are all the same. They're all square.
Okay.
And the 3 that I just got, I haven't been able to sex them yet because they're not old enough. I mean, they weren't old enough yet. So, Christopher says, in the wild, Pandagaras spawn seasonally during the rainy season between May and July. In captivity, spawning can occur when the first rays of morning sun hit the aquarium, which is kind of like the Kalikawas and stuff like that, too. Shamu says, or Brandon says, I want more Pandagaras. It started with 3 and they killed each other until there was 1 left. I had the big one later and surprised they get along. Don't want to risk it again because they're expensive. Yep.
Yeah, that's why you're supposed to keep them in groups of like 5 or more and not 3 or 2.
Right, because they pick on each other too bad. Yeah,
they do pick on each other here and there, but like it's like short bursts of like what I would call more of a scuffle than anything else because they're not biting each other, they're like ramming each other in the side really with their heads most of the time.
Like a bunch of kid boys wrestling.
Yeah, it's like a headbutt match. But yeah, no, I've not had any losses. I have 7 of them. I used to have 5, and they do like right now. They're doing it right now. They're getting kind of frisky, and what they'll do is they'll pale out and they'll sit here and sort of stand off and headbutt each other or whatever.
Yeah.
but
Especially
I've never had any injury from it.
Oh, that's good because I was worried about that a little bit, but I can't wait to
No.
get mine. I think with the 4 that I'm gonna have and plus Dietrich, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be so fun to watch.
It is, and it's natural behavior, and it's them, establishing their own pecking order and stuff. But
Right.
there are also lots of times where they just play with each other, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's not always being aggressive.
Right. So
So
Christopher says you breed them exactly like Gilstream loaches. So
in rock
that's
piles,
I guess. I mean, I'm not sure. What do you mean, Christopher? Is it just the same way as you were talking about with them during the rainy season or something like that? Or is it, he says, they will breed passively like the loaches, but do better if you remove the eggs. You can breed them like I do bark with a fake bottom.
yeah. See, I'm not going to come down here one day and have a million baby pandas, unfortunately. It doesn't sound
No.
like, but the Corey's breed, and I never pulled the eggs, and like 2 of them somehow just, made it, even though I'd watch the adults go around and clean up the eggs.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
But
they do that. Mine do
yeah,
that too. I have to take them out to breed them because they turn around. Now, some of them will just leave them there. They'll just leave them there sometimes, but then other times they'll turn right around after spawning them and eat them. I don't know
yeah,
what their deal is, but I just try to take them out as soon as I can find them just in case. Now, since I've got the angels, I have to get them right away because they will literally follow the Corys around and eat them as they're spawning them.
the
So,
angels are eating the Corey eggs.
yes, they're following around eating the Cory eggs. And it was so funny because I've got a container of Cory fry floating in the 75 with them, and the Yeti goes up to the bottom and puts it like he's trying to get the babies.
The whale guppies out.
Yeah. So he said they lost the current and they were 4 rock piles and someone getting the egg breakfast.
You sound like a robot again.
Really? No, really fine. I'm getting the money, but couldn't make it. Because you were on. Why? Here, we have food and you're going to be eating for the night, but like, not right. So,
Christopher's trying to give me some hope over here. I couldn't really understand what you were saying, because it's still all robot-y.
Let me see if I can get something. Hold on.
See about eating those baby Yaras. Thanks, though, Christopher, for giving me a little bit of hope. That would be the coolest.
Right. Hold on. Can you hear me better now?
It's a little better. There's a lot of background.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me try this. Okay, is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try that now because I've got reduced background noise and stereo audio. I'm not really sure what the difference is there, but
You don't know what that means, but whatever.
right. But anyway, so yeah, that would be nice. And Dan just says that is it better now, Dan? Maybe I'll get that. Tell me how to do the mic. How to do the damn mic. Well, I will if I can find out where my daughter put it. She stole it. Mic thief! Anita! Where's my mic, you thief? She's grabbing it, she said. Dan, can you hear me at all now? Now my volume is low. Okay.
I can hear you, but it's lower than it was.
Let me try again. Let's try. How about now? Is that any better?
I think it's the same.
Oh my god. Okay, hold on.
Oh my goodness, there's 2 baby golden wonders in here.
What about now? Is that better?
Yeah, that's way better. That's louder.
Okay, yeah, I turned it all the way up. I had automatic adjust my volume, but it didn't work.
It's still a little bit feedbacky though. But at least you don't sound like a robot.
Okay, let me see it. Let me change the mic, okay? Because it's ridiculous. Okay, communications. How about now? Is that any better? Is that any better?
I think it's the same.
Okay. What about this one?
That's less feedback, but you're still really low, and I'm hearing myself
Oh
repeating.
Okay, this is not. I tried that. Did that work?
Better. Leave it. Don't touch.
Okay, no touch. No touching.
No touching. No touching.
Okay. Hey, Not Flanders. I'm so glad you came. Yay.
Not Flanders.
Is that ever better, guys?
I hope so. It seems better to me.
I'm trying to figure this out. I don't know how to get it hooked up to the computer.
What are you messing with? Is it the new mic?
Yeah, the mic that Dan gave me.
Dan cursed it. He did it on purpose.
No, he did. He did. He's like, if I can't have it, nobody can.
Yeah. And then he mailed it to you willingly.
Yeah, he did. How mean. Actually, he mailed it to me, not even knowing if he would make it to me. So he was one of those. Nah, if it's lost, it's lost.
Yeah. Into the abyss.
Right. Let's try that again. So yeah, if I don't know how to hook this. Like, there's one place to plug in.
I can't help you.
I know you can't. It's nice to try though. Okay.
Speaking of fry, I haven't seen. So I've seen this one golden wonder that's headed your way soon. This one fry up here up top.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen the other one that I was pretty sure was in there until I just fed just now.
Oh,
probably
yeah.
can't see it in here, but it's definitely in there. I'm counting 2.
Nice. Anita, can you please take your damn dog outside? He's literally in my face.
Isn't he always?
Well, only when he wants something. He doesn't tell Anita. Like, Anita's the one that feeds him. Anita's the one that takes him for walks.
But he loves you.
And he does not come to Anita. He knocked over my ball.
Yeah.
Anyway, he comes to me like, Mom, tell her I want to go for a walk. Tell her I want to go for a walk. He doesn't go to her. He tells me, and then I have to tell her. Okay. The mic will plug into the smaller transmitter. I kind of thought that, but where's the other cord?
Are you just not using it now, or?
I don't know how to use it. Like, I couldn't figure out how to get it hooked up to the computer or anything, and there was another fucking cord in here, Anita. Don't tell me there wasn't, because I know there was.
The curled up cord that looks almost like that one.
Yes,
here.
I
brought that into the group.
Oh, tell me anyway. So I've got these plugged together. Oops, right here. Got these plugged together. Now, how do I hook it to my? Do I hook it to the computer or to the camera? Or sorry, what do I do?
I wish I could help.
I know. I'm trying to get Dan to tell me. The receiver plugs into the camera. Okay, so you don't plug these 2 in, and if I do, I'm a boomer. Christopher called me. Oh no. Brandon called me a boomer.
Oh, I think I understand how it works.
And well, hurry up, do it. And Brandon admitted that he was my annoying little brother. Okay, so why does this have to be hooked up if I'm?
That does not have to be hooked up to anything else.
Doesn't have to be hooked up to anything?
I think you're supposed
to. Okay, the receiver plugs into the camera, he said. Okay.
There's this entire drawer full of food for 3 tanks. 3 tanks?
Yeah, I got the short curly cord into the camera. What'd you say, Mel? I'm sorry.
I said, I can't believe I have this entire drawer full of food for 3 tanks.
Right? I need that for my 17 or whatever I've got. No,
and
18.
This drawer is all botanicals. That's also completely full.
Yeah.
And then this is just miscellaneous extra stuff like sponge filters and random
Yeah.
things.
That's funny. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you got so much stuff. You sent me a big chunk of stuff. Yeah, I
There
know it's
you
the
go.
mic tag, but do I just stick it here and use it? Is that working?
I think you gotta set it to that mic.
I don't know. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can set it to that mic. Okay, let's try it. One more time. Let's see what we can do. Well, it's doing something, I think. Audio. Microphone. La, la, la.
I haven't really like tried to look for any of these Medaka eggs, but I know they exist in here somewhere.
Yeah. Is that working real okay?
I'm hearing it fine. Or what? Are you back on the mic?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's working on the mic or not, but I've got it on and I've got it microphone array Realtek audio
That's
selected,
the one
so I think that's the right
one
one.
that's on your.
Oh, that's the one on my computer.
See, Shamu, you have an excuse. You have a 240. I have 210s and a 40 breeder. Good idea, Christopher. Well, not only do I have enough food to feed an entire fish room, Shamu, but I also have a nice stock of all the fertilizer I could possibly ever need. And botanicals, more botanicals. This entire cabinet is just full. And then medicine cabinet entirely full. I was like, if I'm going to get into this hobby, I'm going to be ready for the fish apocalypse. I can't hear you at all now, Shirley. Dan told you to do it wrong. Okay, Shamu, I might have to. Age is just a number, Cecil.
Can you hear me now?
You're back. I can hear you.
Okay, let me try.
I don't know. I can't tell if this is working or whatever. So.
Okay, let me unplug the receiver.
She's gonna
Can
unplug
you
the
guys
receiver.
I found a way to read comments, but I can't, I have to be on a different screen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, so
Let me see what the audio says. What it says. That's not
plug
it.
the receiver into the. That give it another one.
Did that work?
Where's the effort, Shamu?
Oh my god.
Is it worth the effort, or is it worth paying somebody to do it?
That's the speaker.
Move a 240-gallon aquarium into the house. I don't know if they can hear you all right, but I could. I don't know about now. Shirley, just start doing sign language. There you go. There you go. I understood that completely. You were back for a minute, but now I can't hear you again. $180 gallons. See, I can't even imagine tanks any bigger than a 75-gallon because I'm doing water changes 1-gallon jugs at a time.
We'll look it up later. Yeah, we plugged it into the laptop and he gave us the external mic, but then nobody can hear me. Maybe I'm doing something dumb.
I can hear you now.
I know because I turned it off.
Oh.
Is it on now? Wait, let me see. How do I know? I think it might have been muted. Okay, can you hear me now?
Oh, it's muted.
Yep.
Now it's unmuted. Okay.
Set it to the.
I'm gonna cry. No,
Dan sent you a cursed mic.
he did it on purpose. He knew what he was doing.
He was like, "This doesn't work for me anymore. Give it to Shirley."
So is it working? Working.
Yep. But you're still low volume. I love feeding these rice fish. It's so peaceful. Nope, can't hear you. A little bit. You're like whispers. At least I can hear you a little. A little's better than nothing. Dan. Hey, sometimes you just gotta wing it.
Yeah, I don't care. Figure out something.
Just stop using the mic and just use the one that was working.
That's what I'm doing. I'm using my computer mic now.
Just
Yeah,
give up.
Does it work okay?
Yep, I can hear you again.
Okay.
Look what I found in the floor pond. Some hair algae ball that I'm pulling out of this floating plant.
Algae is fantastic. Fantastic for or algae balls are fantastic for moss balls. That's what
There's some of Dan's moss.
This is really lovely. I've got to work with the mic, deal with the camera, and fucking deal with Anita wanting me to call her phone. So
My cellular device. Well, I had it. I just don't remember that. Where I put it.
Well, I'm sorry everybody for the crazy shenaniganery of the mics
me too.
and the technical difficulties, but hey, nobody ever claimed to be good with technology over here.
Especially me, man. Getting bossy. Figure it out later.
Mama Roar got her 75 put up today.
Oh, she did. I'm so proud of her. It looks so good too. Do what?
I'm so sorry. I just got a fire.
It's okay. I just wish you did this stuff before I'm busy.
Did you go for live plants or?
Well, in her no, but I am sending her one for her first one. She really wants to. She wants to learn about it. Before,
Right. Right.
Playing.
Before you spend $100,000 on plants and then murder them all.
Right. So I'm gonna send her an Anubias because I figured that was a pretty good, hardy, low light, decent sized plant that she doesn't have to worry about the substrate and all that stuff. So
yeah,
she can just let it grow and look at it, do what she's doing. So. But she doesn't have any decorations or fish in it yet. But I'm sending her 8 or 10 of my cories, my juveniles. Well, not juveniles anymore. They're breeding now. One of my females, long-term females, is humongous in there. But I'm keeping that one. But I'm sending her a few. I'm sending her at least 6, I told her. But I'm going to try to send her about 10. And then I'm also sending her my female short-fin bristlenose plecos because I'm trying to breed long-fin. So long-fin making more money.
you're breeding bristlenose too.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't.
That's a dumb question.
I had separated them, but then the minute I told them I didn't have any cories, the second thing they asked me was if I had any long fin bristlenose because I told them that too. I was like, no, nobody wanted them, so I quit breeding them, and they were like, no, we need them. I was like, all right.
So on the topic of breeding, I remember when I realized that short body was a thing that happened, and I absolutely love it. How often would you say that occurs in your spawns or any spawn?
I don't know about other people because
Is it like rarer than albino or?
No, it's not that uncommon, honestly, especially like in albino and stuff. But it's not like I probably 1 out of 8 to 10, 6 to 10, something like that.
Oh, that's more common than I was thinking.
It may not be that much. It just seems like that much because I had so many fry, maybe. But I
Right.
have quite a bit of them. Now, if I were to start breeding my short bodies together, I would be getting a ton because short body is a pretty prevalent thing. It crops up even when you don't think you got it in
Yeah, I was watching some videos the other day. Apparently, short body is like a thing. It seems like
there.
that any fish can get.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's two schools of thought about it. Some people are like, oh, it's so horrible, it's a deformity, and da 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 da. And I even had people tell. I saw people commenting that they should be put down because they're short body. And I was like, no, there's nothing wrong with them just because they're short body. They're like, they're deformed and
Yeah,
they can have health problems. I was like, so you put it down because it might have health problems. None of mine have ever had health problems.
right.
So you're killing an animal for no reason.
I've
And
seen, yeah, I was gonna say I haven't seen anything like. It's not like those fish that are bred with like the crazy long fins that like, can't even support the fin's weight, and nobody says you should put them down.
right, or the big goldfish that's got the big stuff over their eyes you have to cut back or whatever you have to do to it.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't want one of those fish because to me that would be like horrible. I mean, to live like that, I wouldn't do that.
Right, but whenever I see like short body fish, like they look happy as a clam.
All mine are. I have never had a single problem with any of my short body fish.
Oh no, there's
Well,
some leftover Bacopa.
Oh yay!
Kill it with fire.
Brandon says short body is even worse than the glowfish.
Oh no, sir.
Christopher says in Asia, short bodies are really popular. Bigger type fish and smaller tank.
Yeah, I like short body. I don't know.
Body's better.
I'd rather have a fish with short body than like crazy veil tail.
See, I like the long fins. Not so long that they have a hard time swimming and stuff.
Right, but regardless, like those super long fins, they just get tattered and caught on stuff, and
Yeah.
Like my
Yeah,
bed
if you're not careful, they really are. They really do.
yeah.
fish are hard to live.
Feed your dog. And Dan says, hush your mouth. And Christopher says he just popped out that way. He doesn't breed him. Dan says, he loves long fish. Oh shit! Take it, put it. We've been acclimating. We've been acclimating the new Cali Tahoe for
You
about
forgot
an hour.
about it?
I did.
Poor fish.
Poor baby. I know. Luckily, she's in a really big bag though. So and
Did you at least? You did. I was gonna say the angelfish.
yeah, poor guy. Oh my god, he was so big I couldn't have missed him.
Right.
So,
Well, that's not as horrible as the one time I brought home some autosynclus, and I was like brand new in the hobby, and I guess I didn't check the bag after I dumped them in, and I missed one. And I swear to you that autosynclus was in that bag with no water for like 4 hours. And I went back and I found him, and he was still alive. I put him in the tank, and he's still with me today.
the funny thing is, everybody I've heard is all like, autos are hard to take care of. They're hard to get to live. Well, not if you keep them out of the water for 4 hours. Apparently, they're
Yeah.
out of the water.
I felt so bad. But yeah, no, I found him. I put him in the tank, and that was 2 years ago. He's still with me.
Christopher says, Mel, why don't you like Bacopa?
Because I put it in my tank and it looked good for all of, I don't know, 4 hours, and then it started rotting on me. Like the stems. Like it wasn't just the leaves that were rotting, like it was the stems. And I got it from Co-op, and I will say this to your face, aquarium Co-op plants can go kick rocks. Because they are overpriced and they are not worth it. And I just have horrible luck with them. And I'm going to stand by Dustin's fish tanks and not Co-op.
My mom says the robot again. Am I having problems with my audio again?
You're having trouble with the audio again?
Well, no, I said am I because my mom says there's the robot again.
You're kind of breaking up.
Come on, I haven't done anything. Son of a bitch.
Hey, I can hear you at least. I mean, yeah, I can hear you. It's not perfect.
I know, it's just making me mad. What'd you say, Anita?
This sounds like it sounds like.
Anyway,
This floor pond is really like not like as fancy as Schmuttsville, but it's something about it. Like I don't know if it's the fish, like I don't know. It's just super peaceful for me to I don't know. And definitely one of these guys definitely still has a bunch of eggs on them. I don't know if the camera will pick it up because they're clear.
yeah.
But at least one or two of these guys definitely are carrying eggs, and they carry them like on their back anal fin.
Right.
And then they just rub them off on these floating plants.
They're kind of like what Corys do after they spawn, except for they carry them for a long time and they just run around and hold them. Corys only hold them until they want to drop them.
Right, but the Corys use those back two fins and like literally hold them like in between their fins, whereas these guys, it's like sticking to their butt.
Oh, I thought they were between the fins.
No, it's like literally sticking either in front of or behind their anal fin, like in a cluster, and they just wipe them off on the plants like, you know, perfect gentlemen or classy fish that just wipe their butts on everything.
Brandon says he only floats fish for like 10 minutes. Brandon, I don't usually float fish. I did not mean to float the fish for an hour and a half.
I do it for 15.
I usually do it about 20. Depending on how long they've been out of a regular tank with heated water and all that stuff. So, Christopher says if you use any type of liquid carbon, Bacopa won't grow.
I don't.
And Brandon says, Mel, where are you located? Hey, June. I didn't know you were coming.
I am in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cecil says I get all my plants from Dustin's fish tank. He always gives you plenty.
Yep. He was just having a sale on Nana Petite, and it was like $3 for some Nana Petite, and I ordered 4 of them, and he sent me 5.
Nice.
And I was like, hell yeah. Not only am I paying $3 for, you know, what the co-op would charge me $12 for this, you know, and it would be half the size and half dead probably, but he gave me an extra.
Brandon says Ohio has hard water, doesn't it? That could be why.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it's not like liquid rock hard. Like I don't get crazy amounts of deposits, mineral deposits or whatever. But it's definitely hard water.
Oh, well, I don't know. Maybe that's why. But if you're getting them from somebody else. Where'd you get the Bacopa from?
The co-op?
Oh yeah. Well, maybe they have soft water or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I do know that they throw them in tanks of CO2, and I do know that they do have softer water than I do. At least I don't know how soft, but I know that.
That is I think that's the biggest mistake that stores that sell plants can make. Because if they go from no CO2 to CO2, they're just going to flourish. But if they go from CO2 to no CO2, which is the majority of what people growing plants do, they're going to melt and they'll be lucky if they come back. So, I mean, I don't get why some people that sell plants are using CO2 in their plants that they sell.
Probably because beginners who don't know much about any of it, they see the plants and they look so big and colorful and beautiful, like a plant on CO2. I think to the untrained eye, you know, looks bigger, more colorful. It grows faster, you know, it's more impressive, you know, than something that's not on CO2. So I kind of see why, but I recently bought a plant out of a CO2 tank at one of my local fish stores, and I had never done that before. And it melted back on me a little bit. Like it didn't straight up die like that Bacopa did, but it was some dwarf sage or whatever that I bought. Wow. And it melted a little bit, but let's see. Oh, look, my Siamese algae eater is eating some zucchini. I didn't know they did that. Anywho,
We've been on here for an hour and 5 minutes, and we barely talked about the whole topic.
we've sprinkled it in here and there.
A little bit. Christopher says he gets his plants from First Coast Tropical. Amazing.
I haven't heard of that.
He sent me a price list for a while, and it's a little bit back, and it's actually they're really cheap. So I think you have to buy in like big bulk though.
First Coast Tropical.
Yeah, First Coast Tropical. Yep.
Okay. Well, noted.
But yeah, they are cheap. I saw the price list, and they are very inexpensive. And I'm assuming since they're able to, sell on that sort of a volume, that they're selling decent plants. So
right.
But yeah. So speaking of babies, mind. I can't show you that. I wanted to show you guys my oldest group of Corys.
I was gonna say you're the one sitting on all the babies over there.
I know, right? Okay, let me get my phone working.
All I can try to do is show you these Medaka eggs, but I don't know if the camera will pick them up.
Well, try, and I will try to get this working real quick.
I'm trying.
I got a long fin baby. I can see him. He's freaking got a fin as long as his body. Oh my god!
What, a Cory?
Yes, it's adorable, man.
Well, enjoy these Medaka rice fish butt eggs if you can see them. Which I doubt, but they're definitely there. Just trust me.
That's funny.
Yeah, I've got maybe 3 fry, and then this small, not really a fry, Medaka Yamamoto. So you're the one with all the babies.
I'm working on it. Working on it. Okay, let's try.
Show us cute babies.
All of them. Turn all of it down, just so that way I can make. Okay, we are coming, and we are right here. Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want me. Let's turn this around. Back facing. Okay, here's some. Sorry guys, I got stuck. Here's a baby on the filter. There's. He left.
He's like F you.
Right? They all left. There's some in the moss.
I believe you.
Ran. There's one.
The problem with baby fish is that they're really tiny.
Yeah, right?
And hard to see.
Okay, 1 second. I'll show you the super babies.
Just trust me, they're cute, right? Just trust.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if we can see these right here. Can you see? Can you see movement? Anything in there? Can you see them?
Barely.
Okay. Well,
they're very tiny.
Over here. Oh shit! You don't need to do that.
Are those all Corys that you were trying to show us?
Yeah, because I don't have any other babies right now.
Yeah.
But here's some.
So how do you have those set up? How are you growing those out?
Okay, can you see the babies?
Yep, I see them. Yep. Those are albinos, right? That's probably why I see them.
This container needs cleaned out. I haven't done a clean out today.
Is it mommy?
Yeah, it's almost. Which? Oh.
Yep. Oh, I let the mom go crazy in this baby tank over here.
See, this is what I use first. I put super. Hold on. Okay, let me try again. Okay, first when I get the eggs, I float them in a container like this with an air zone. The little container is a container of fungus eggs. I do not throw them away because it can take up to 8 days, 7 days for a Cory to hatch. And I have had in my discard container on 6 separate occasions eggs that were fungus hatch. So
eggs you would have normally thrown away just hatched?
Yes, I put them in a container and float them now, and sometimes I'll have one or two hatch out of them, and so I don't throw them away anymore until they've had 8 days to hatch.
And have you noticed any difference in the babies that hatch out of fungus eggs?
Not a single thing. Like I haven't had a single one. As far as I know, they looked exactly the same.
So you would never know.
Yeah. And so I had a woman who'd been breeding Corys for like 12 years thank me for giving her that tip because she'd never realized that could happen before. So
Right.
I take them out of that.
So how did you figure that out?
I just put them in there because I was afraid to throw them away. Like I just was paranoid about throwing them away. I felt like if I threw them away, they'd hatch. So I put them in another container and floated. Well, first time I didn't float them, I just set them to the side. And when I got there, hatching day, there was one hatch in it. So I started floating them and everything else. But after they hatch, I put them in a breeder box, leave them here a couple weeks, and then I either put them in another tank or I'll put them in a big container like this until they get big enough, or a tank. And then usually I'll try to put some sand on the bottom, but these guys didn't care about sand because I didn't have any sand when I set this up. So I was going to
ask you, do you prefer raising them bare bottom or with sand?
Well, there's one of the Julie's. Okay, hold on.
Oh my goodness.
But actually, it depends on the fish. Corys, when they're really young, I do bare bottom because it's easier to see them and, easier to deal with and know how much they're eating. But when they start getting about this size that I've got in this shit all over my floor. And when they're about the size big enough to go in a tank, I like to add a little sand in the bottom because they really like the sand. They play in the sand and it makes them more comfortable.
So in a really tiny bare bottom, and then you add sand gradually?
No,
I'm misunderstanding.
I put them in the breeder box.
Okay.
And then I put them, when they leave the breeder box, they're big enough that if I put them in a tank, I just put sand in it.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but yeah, so I try to put sand in it, but again, I didn't have any sand this time. So I just did it bare bottom. I have found that when I do bare bottom, when they get bigger, I have a lot more losses later on. When they're
really? Because I've heard the opposite. Like I've heard breeders were like, or at least I've heard a bunch of breeders say, well, you got to do bare bottom because it's cleaner or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember why, but they were just all like,
when they're super tiny, if I have to put them in a tank and I don't have a breeder box available, then I do bare bottom. And whenever I put them in the breeder box, I don't put anything on the bottom there either. I let the mold build up, let them, I just clean it out like once a week or once every 2 weeks, something like that. And that kind of thing, because they love it. But it's easier to see them for one. It's easier to feed them and know how much they're eating for two. It's also easier to see if any of them like have any deformities or if they're having any difficulties. So I do the bare bottom thing until they get to about the size that the ones that I showed you in the tank, maybe a little bit, the bigger ones that I showed you in the tank. When they get about that big, I try to put them in a tank with sand. So
okay. But do you have the Corys lay in sand?
Lay in the sand?
Yeah, because like I heard that like that's like a Cory thing. Like they love they will lay their eggs in the sand sometimes, and I was just wondering if like that's been your experience.
No, I've never had one lay in the sand.
Oh my goodness, Smuts is going in a beta log.
How cute!
That is a first.
Okay,
Did you enjoy your beta log, Schmutz?
We've got. Where did it go?
He's not going to be able to fit in that forever.
We got in the 75. Anita had made a cave for Titan, the Garufa, and she got a clear container and put the rocks over it so that way we could see into the cave. And the Garufa won't touch it. He won't get anywhere near it. But I'll be damned if the Corys don't go in it, the Angels go in it, the cars go in it. They just don't even care. So
everyone except for who it was made for?
Exactly. I don't know if he's been in there yet or not, but I'm sure he probably has at some point. Yeah.
How's that purple mystery treating you?
Oh, he's so cute. Bonnie's adorable. He was just out a minute ago, but he's not out now.
Mine is out. That's why I asked. Yes, we see you, Schmutz.
Schmutzy's got to take it. Got to take the limelight, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. He was like, "Look at my schmutz."
I'm telling you, Papa Schmear is huge.
I know. I was like, Jesus. I don't even know why you asked me if you should get him. Like,
Well,
I'm
I
glad.
wasn't going to actually listen to you. I was just going to do it anyway.
Well, then I guess I didn't. Well, I guess I didn't have to waste my time by answering then.
Yes, you did. I needed your approval just so I could know I was doing the right thing. I mean, I was still going to do it, but this way I knew it was the right thing.
Better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Right. So, but yeah, when I saw him, Anita showed him to me and I was like, oh my God. Because he looked massive even in there. But when I got him home and put him next to Sid.
Yeah.
Sid is 5.5, like over 5 inches long now.
And he's bigger?
And he's not longer, but he's massive compared to, the way he just bulks out. He makes Sid look tiny. So, I mean, he's literally over 8 inches tall.
So how many angels do you have now?
5.
5?
Yeah, 3 calico kois, Yeti, the pearl scale, and then whatever this one is. I don't know what he is, but I just found him pretty, and I was like, so.
And then you turn around and you got 10, and you turn around and you got a spawn of 500.
Well, I have a 48 tall. It's literally about 3, maybe 4 inches taller than a 75, and it's 48 gallons. And I had the fairy cichlids in it, the Neolampologus burchardi. They're also called fairy or lyre-tail cichlids. They're African cichlids. I had them in there, but like I can't keep the parameters of the water the way they need to be. It's just they have to have hard water, and I've got this super soft water, so I was putting aragonite. I was always having to add a little more here or this and that there because it wasn't staying like it needed to be.
Right.
And I only took them in the first place because a friend of mine was having difficulty with them, and it wasn't what she wanted, so I went ahead and took them because I had the tank room. And they weren't doing it for me, so I was like, I went and traded them into the store for the Kalitawa and a piece of wood. Oh, hints and tips and tricks. If you cannot find any driftwood you like, go to the reptile or the bird section. They have big pieces of wood for a lot cheaper. Anita, where's that wood? I want to show them what we got for $12. It'll be okay for 5 seconds out of the tank.
Shirley.
Huh?
Shirley, you're gonna kill me.
Oh God, what'd you do?
My phone is at like 7%, so if I cut out, I may not come back.
You're not allowed to do that no more. You charge your damn phone.
Never.
Do then.
Never.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
Okay.
I can get wood for free, but if you can't, there's always things like this.
I can't. I can come on.
What is that? Where'd you get that?
It's a piece of spider wood. I got it at the pet shop in the bird reptile section for $12.
But if they put that in the fish section, it would be like $25.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that was
I
the
actually
whole.
saw one a little smaller going for $30.
Yeah, we found one that was. Sorry, we found one that was about the same size, maybe a little smaller, for about $30 in the fish section. So.
Yeah, I bought some driftwood off of Amazon, and I got like 3 pieces for like $13.
Yeah.
It was spiderwood, and I read a bunch of the reviews first because I was kind of like, not so sure about it because I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to see it. Like, is it going to be good? It's $13. And then I was like, it's $13. Screw it.
Yeah. I did the same thing.
And I liked what they sent. I mean, they were small pieces, but I really liked what they sent, and it sunk really well, and I was happy with it. But it was small.
Right. You just didn't get to see it beforehand and pick it out yourself.
Right.
Dan and Brandon both say plug your phone in, and you can stream while you have it plugged in.
Actually, I might have a portable power bank. Hold on.
Yeah. See, making excuses.
Enjoy my snails.
What?
One piece of wood that we got off the Amazon.
My snail.
Kit.
That wasn't 13. The one I got was 18.
Oh. Well,
But it was the same. It was 3 pieces of wood, and it was nice.
did you already take care of your ball?
No, I did not hit my ball. Chill. I know, but you're really doing this much while I'm trying to do this, and it's really distracting. Anyway, Mom, are you still here? Just wondering. But if you guys got any questions or whatever about Fry or whatever the case, just
Yeah, I can't. I've only ever had surprise fry.
well, you can tell us about how to mitigate extra fry. How to
Yeah, actually, the best thing for that is golden wonder killies. In my experience,
they will eat your
nothing survives them.
Yeah, we were talking about putting trying to figure out where to put papaya now that he's not breeding stock. And
Oh
she's
yeah,
like,
you didn't tell everybody that,
Yeah.
have you?
no, I haven't told anybody that.
Yeah. Let me just move away from Kiwi's tank so he can't hear this news.
Yeah, because he'll be devastated.
Earmuffs, Kiwi.
Yeah,
Okay.
grown up talk, fingers and ears. He doesn't have either one, but okay. Yes,
It's Kiwi's firstborn.
Kiwi's firstborn, poor papaya, has a crooked spine.
Yep.
So
But his siblings don't, and he didn't when I had him over here, and then I sent him to you, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Look at me, I'm Quasimodo." I don't know.
That makes me feel like you blame me. Don't say that, Mel.
It's all your fault.
Oh my god! But no, I checked him. Like I looked to see if he had any parasites or any issues or anything that would make his belly descending. Because a lot of times those things will cause
Here's his sibling.
But he has nothing wrong with him. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it was there and we just didn't see it because it was so like it was not obvious.
He was really small when I sent him.
Yeah, he was. So I'm thinking maybe it just developed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was always there, just got more pronounced as he got bigger.
Well, hopefully these two don't have crooked spine.
Yeah, if that was the case,
The parents aren't related, and both the parents are in perfect like mint condition.
Yeah, just sometimes they've got a gene in there that just doesn't work.
Yeah.
So,
well,
or maybe their parents were related and it didn't come out till now. You know what I mean?
Also possible. I guess they could be secret secret hillbillies.
Their family tree doesn't fork.
I thought that was a lot more common in guppies, but it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, a lot of fish are like that.
Yeah, things being mass bred on like crazy scale. Like,
right. What are you cooking, Brandon? You cooking meth? I know you are. Anyway, but yeah, okay. So, anybody got any questions about Fry raising them? I know we haven't really went into a lot of it, but if you got any questions, we can answer them. But now, killifish, they're a little different. I mean, I do them bare bottom usually.
I feel like even killie fry are good fry control.
They are. They will predate on each other. If there's one that's this big and there's one that's this big, the one that's this big, it's the one that's this big. So
they are born murdering murders.
Yeah, so you have to keep an eye on the size of your fry, which is almost impossible because they are fucking tiny.
Yep.
You have to keep an eye on them if they're even as the tiniest bit bigger. You have to separate them.
But I feel like that's been my experience with these wonder killies, but not like, and I haven't really dealt with like a whole lot of other species of fry, but like the ones that I have, like, no. I mean, unless it's like a huge difference, but maybe it's because these wonder killies, their mouths are so disproportionately large to their bodies.
Yeah, Pac-Man mouse. All killies do.
Yeah.
Their mouths are as big as half their body, so like lengthwise. So, but yeah, with with killifish, I do bare bottom tanks with those. Always have a lid, and either, like I said, either separate them when they get bigger, or have plenty of cover for them to hide from each other.
Oh yeah, he probably could. Remember I told you that bonus guppy fry I have in here with this guy right here. And I saw him going after him, trying to eat him. But he's still there today, but that's just because the entire top is floating plants.
Yep, exactly.
And all this hornwort and everything like that. Like, and he's in there. That one golden wonder fry is twice the size of the other one, which is right there in the middle. If you can see, I don't know if you can, but he's half the size of the other golden wonder, and he's totally fine.
Yep.
But yeah, lots of floating plants.
Yeah, that's a big one. Lots of plants in general, but floating plants, especially for fish that like at the top, like killifish.
Yeah.
So, and
but I've had so many. I've lost like so many fry to these golden wonder killies. Like at first, like I was like, let me try a beta for fry control, and I'll tell you what, nothing beats these wonder killies.
No, they're voracious.
Yep.
They are, and they have no problem. They have no problem, none, taking out a. I have to plug in my computer. Sorry, they have no problem taking out a rival. I'll be like, boom. You
Next stream, I'll show you all how they eat crickets like monsters.
Yeah,
it's a scene right out of Jaws. You can see the little third eye on the top of their heads.
Yeah, they're looking like, what are you doing? I just keep looking at Papa Schmear, and he's just, and then he just moved across the whole tank just in a flash, like you darted, and I was like, I didn't even think he could move that fast. He's so fucking bulky. What the hell?
I gave I dropped a couple crickets in here for the golden wonders, and before they could get it, Schmutz ran up and ate it. I was like, that was not for you, Schmutz.
Right. He said, yeah, it was. You just didn't know it at the time.
And I was like, well, I guess angelfish like crickets.
Yep. Oh my goodness. One of my Corys just smacked the crap out of one of my cars. My Corys, I don't know where everybody gets this whole thing about Corys being, they're peaceful. Gentle creatures, they're peaceful, and they don't ever mess with it. No, my guys are bulldozers. You get in their way, they will slam right into you. They do not care. I don't care if it's your hand. There goes Mel. Oh, there she is.
I'm here.
Anyway, it's like they don't care if it's even your hand. You stick your hand down in there, and they will just plow into them. They do not care at all. And they'll bully poor Sid will be glass surfing a little bit just for fun, and the Corys will decide that's their corner, and they'll come over and they'll glass surf until they, beat him to death, and he decides to give up and go away. So like my Corys are not. I mean, they don't attack anybody really, but they sure
right. They're linebackers.
Yeah, they are. They're like bulldozers. They just don't give a flying nothing. So.
No, but I'd like to I didn't come into the hobby like, oh, I want to have a bunch of babies, or I want to breed. They've just kind of happened to me, and they've been happy surprises so far.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't come into it wanting to breed either. And when it happened, I didn't, it never even crossed my mind. And then when it happened where they laid eggs, I was like so surprised. I didn't really know what to do. And so I looked it up and did some research, and I just, at first it was just Corys. I just thought about Corys. And then I put I thought it'd be cool to do bristlenose because I had a pair of bristlenose plecos and I had my Acaras. And so I put the bristlenose plecos. I didn't even think were old enough yet because the male didn't have any. He just had a few spots of bristles across his nose. So I thought there's no way didn't show any sort of breeding behavior, none. So I thought they were good to go. Well, I added 2 mature longfin females, and within 24 hours, I had eggs in a cave.
Wow.
And he was just a fan in a way. He thought it was great. So my bristlenose plecos were an accident too. I had been planning on breeding them, but I didn't think it was time yet. I didn't think they had that, ability yet. So I had the Corys first, and then the bristlenose plecos, and then that's when came the killifish, which is funny because when I bought the Acaras, that was after I think the Corys had started breeding, and
So
I got
you started with egg scatterers and stayed with egg scatterers, and then basically,
guppies.
yeah, that's so backwards. I feel like to
I
normal.
do everything the hard way. Ask my mom; she'll tell you. Yeah, Christopher, bristlenose do breed like cockroaches. However, tell that to my bristlenose now because I separated them, and now they're pouty. They don't like each other anymore because I've got 2 females in there and a male, and not a damn thing coming out anywhere. So I keep getting my hopes up because I keep missing the male, the Sealy. He'll be gone, and I won't see him for days, and then I'll think, oh, he's in a cave, but nope, no, he's just hiding. It's the females; they're just in the cave, playing around, laying around. I think I'm gonna move the caves and see if that does anything. Because I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 5 caves in there, not to mention the hidey holes and the rocks and stuff. So,
like rock caves, or
yeah, just like the rocks, the way I've stacked them up and stuff.
Okay.
But I've got 5 designated caves, those watering spikes. I've got 5 of those in there, and there's only 3 bristlenose plecos. So there was 4. But he started getting a little flirty with my short fin. And I was like, nah, I want long fins. So we took Camille out and put her. That's the one. Camille is the one I'm going to be sending to my mom. So, because Sealy, my male, is a short fin. But when he breeds with the female long fins, apparently he's got some long fin gene in there somewhere because I have a lot of long fins when he breeds with the long fin females.
I like the longfin, and I am a longfin hater, but I am okay with the longfin snow white ones, pleco, bristle. Those are pretty.
Yeah,
to me.
Well, I mean, they're basically the same thing as albinos, except they're just a lot paler. You know, it's just
not as yellow, no red eyes.
No, yeah, yep. Actually, do mine all have red eyes? I don't know
I
if mine
still don't have a pleco. No plecos here.
Anyway, so, but yeah, and the plecos are easy. They're probably the easiest to raise though, because all I got to do is when they start, I leave them with their dad until like after they hatch, about right before they get out of the cave. And then I take them, scoop them up in the cave, cover the thing. Before they're out of the cave, they're all in there, the dad and all. Cover the cave, pull it out of the water, and put it in a grow out tank. And then they just stay in there until it's time to come out of the cave, and then they're in the grow out. It's fine. And then you just put vegetables on a fork and stick it in there, and as long as they've got it, they're good.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, they are. Now when you have a heater that likes to crack and leak some sort of corrosive that kills them all, that's not so easy. But I had like 100.
You had that happen?
I had over 150, if not 200 plecos in a tank. And I had babies from all ages, from just come out of the cave to 2 inches big. And I put a heater in there, and I don't know if it broke or what, but it was leaking. There was some sort of corrosive or something on the coming out of it, and it was around the edge top of the heater, and it was caked on. I thought at first when I saw it that it was like something had touched it and burned against the heater, so I cleaned it off and put it back in the tank, and it did it again. And I didn't notice it until the plecos were dying, the babies were dying. And so I found it and took it out, took them out of the tank, put them in a totally different tank, cleaned everything, put the new stuff back in the tank, and they kept dying. They eventually all died. Every single one of those almost 200 plecos died. And I the only thing I can think of is that it coated them. It got on them, and they couldn't escape it, so they just kept dying. And then on top of that, the tank that I had them in I had like 4 20-gallon longs that are just sitting there not used, and I needed one for the Corys to separate the Corys because I had a shit ton of Corys in 120 long, and I needed to separate them. So I grabbed one of the 20 longs and threw it up, put it up. Then my Corys started dying. Looked at it, realized It was the same damn tank I'd had the plecos in.
That's scary.
I thought it was a new one. And so I set it up. And then I took the cories out, all of them, took them all out and put them in another tank because I knew they weren't contagious or whatever. So I put them back in the tank with the others. Every single one of them died anyway.
Wow.
So that residue, whatever it was that was all over my tank, killed about 30 cories and almost 200 plecos.
You're making me like paranoid now about my heaters, and I knew they were dangerous to begin with. That's why I got the ink birds. But
well, this is the first time it worked fine. It never showed any difference in
what
temperature.
kind of heater was it? Or I guess it doesn't really matter, but just out of curiosity.
It was just one of those metal with the clear glass pipe or glass outing or whatever. Not really glass, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Outside, it was one of those.
Yeah.
And I've got 3 other ones of them, and they're fine. They haven't had a single problem with them. But that one, there was something wrong with it.
Mm.
And I just got the short end of the stick on that one. So
yeah, definitely when I get a fish room, I'm heating the room.
yeah, if I were to actually have a room that I didn't have to stay in,
right?
I would heat it.
Constantly be at 80 something degrees.
I cannot do it. I can't, dude. I get 70 degrees and I start going, pouring off me like a stuck pig or something. So anyway. But yeah,
I want to breed hill streams. Aren't you doing that? Isn't that one of your projects? Why don't you give us the rundown?
Well, I haven't done it yet. I've got I got the 3 mature hill streams and then 3 that were juveniles I just bought about a month ago or something. So I don't quite know if they're ready or not yet.
Right.
But the first 3 are all the same sex. I don't remember which sex they were because I can't remember which one does which. But
point is, they're the same.
Yeah, they're all the same. And so I bought 3 more, hoping that there'll be a female and male in there somewhere. And I just got like 2 huge piles of flat round rocks, on one on each side, and then I did have a lot of flow in there, and they liked it okay, but it didn't seem to really matter to them, but they liked it okay. And then I put the rice fish in there and found out after I put the rice fish in there, when I saw them blowing around in the wave maker, I looked it up, and rice fish like low flow, so I took the flow out. I took the wave maker out.
I don't think it matters for the hill streams.
Why does it matter?
No, I said I don't think it matters. I think they'll breed in no flow too.
Yeah, I was just trying to make it as close to their, and because I know white clouds are okay with flow, they like a little flow too because they'll play in my bubbles and stuff all the time.
I want to try those.
So they're totally worth it. They're super cheap and they're awesome. They're beautiful.
I hear they're easy breeders too.
They are. I've had my gold ones never touched a single fry. Never. I just left the fry in there, but then I got some standards. Ever since I got standards, half the fry come up missing.
So some of them are more fry eater than others, I guess.
The standards apparently are more fry eaters because I have looked in there and I've watched them chase the babies around and try to eat them. While the golds are just sitting there going, I'm okay. There's my babies. Let them go. The standards just go straight for it. Zoom right for them. They don't care.
I don't think I've ever seen a gold.
I didn't show you my tank the other day?
Oh, nope. Yes, I have. I lied. I saw yours.
I was about to say,
not in real life.
But they're really pretty. And I liked the golds before I even knew what they were, and before I knew what there was other colors. And then when I found out there was other colors, I was like, that looks cool. Let's mix them. And I did, and they're freaking amazing. I love it. They're just all mixed together. And when they breed, you get a mix of gold and standard colors. And they look so amazing together. They've just got that pop of color everywhere.
The poor man's neon.
Yeah, but the neons ain't got nothing in my opinion on them.
Yeah, so I saw some longfin white cloud minnows, and oh my gosh, they were gorgeous.
Yeah,
I would rather these than a neon any day.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, not only that, but neons are like notorious for getting sick or not being able to acclimate well or this or that. And I mean, I know there are people that have them and they say, oh no, they're great. I never have a problem. But I've heard so many stories of people who buy neons and within a couple of weeks, they're all dead or they're all sick or something.
Right.
So It's like I've never really been tempted to get neons, but those white clouds, you can keep them without a heater. They're freaking bulletproof.
Right.
And they breed easy, but at the same time, they won't overtake your tank.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, to me, they're just amazing. Oh, Christopher, you ordered 6 Bloody Mary Hill Streams last weekend.
Oh no! Wait. So I know you said the first order, Christopher, didn't. They were out of stock and they refunded you. Is this a new order then?
No, he said they refunded his money on Monday because they were out of stock.
Oh.
Yeah, I want some of those too. They're really pretty.
Yes. Well, what are you actively breeding right now? What is not on the list, but you have breeding right now?
Okay. I have got white cloud. Well, the white clouds do their own thing. I'm not trying to breed them, but they do. I've got the albino cories.
Okay.
Apparently the false Julie cories that I didn't know were breeding. I'm trying the bristlenose plecos, attempting the Kalitawas.
Are you breeding the bristlenose like on below something else that you're breeding, or are they just on their like? Because oftentimes when people breed the bristlenose, they'll like double up tanks, like they'll breed something else on top of them.
Well, I'm not at this moment. I've got a breeding group of cories in the same tank with them. They're actually my juveniles that have started breeding, but I've been using.
How is that working out?
The juveniles that started breeding.
You said that you're breeding cories with plecos.
Oh yeah, it's fine. I mean, the cories have their eggs on the glass and up on top, and then the plecos, of course, have them in the cage. The plecos don't care. They really don't care what you're breeding with them. They'll just, because they don't bother anybody, and as long as nobody bothers their eggs, they're fine.
Right.
Here you go, get out of there.
So they aren't like as a big a danger to the cory breeding, I guess.
No, they like literally don't care about each other. They don't.
That's
interact.
good to know. I haven't heard that one.
So yeah, they don't really interact or anything. And I've heard people say that bristlenose eat eggs, but I have never seen a bristlenose go after anybody else's eggs. I've had my male has eaten some of the eggs that he's had, but they were not good. Like he ate the bad ones, and he left the others alone.
Christopher had the same experience with neons, I guess.
Oh yeah, exactly. Bought 100 neons to get my current school of 25. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm.
So, and see, even Dan says he hates trying to keep neons alive.
Yeah, I haven't even tried them.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. I've had no inclination, no desire to do that. So, I mean, they're pretty, but they just don't look that impressive to me.
Right. Like there's other fish out there that I feel like are worth it, I guess, more, I think. Or like, I just feel like, oh, I'm going to go to the store and buy me a bunch of neons and maybe they live.
Maybe tomorrow I can get another 25 and maybe 2 will live out of that. And in 10 years, I may have a school. So, yeah. And now, so I've got the bristlenose. I'm attempting to breed the Kalitawa, but they have not spawned yet. Let's see. I'm not actively trying, but I'm hoping that I've got a pair of electric blue Acaras in here. Let's see. Angels will be, but I'm not yet. 2 lines of guppies. Right now I'm actively letting them have their babies they've already pregnant with. And my killies, of course, I've got 1, 2, 3 types of killies that I'm breeding. And I feel like, and I've got clown plecos that I'm hoping I've got a male and a female with that I'm trying to breed right now. So that's what I've got going on right now. But in the progress, I have 2 more types of killies that I'm looking for. 2 more types, 3 more types of cories I'm hoping to breed. 3 types of killies actually, that I'm hoping to breed if you count the Golden Wonder. I did have green dragon longfin plecos that I was trying to breed, but those turned out to be females, so I just sold them. I think that's all I've got in the.
And the guppies. Did you say the guppies?
Yeah, I said the guppies. I've got 2 lines of guppies that I'm trying to breed right now. And then I said, actually, I'm letting them have their babies first.
Right.
But yeah, so, and of course I've got the occasional baby here or there, like from the tetras and stuff. They spawn in my tank quite a bit. Um, the harlequins, I don't know if have spawned yet or not in my other tank. If they have, they've eaten them. And let's see, I think that's pretty much everything that I've got.
How are you? How's the rack coming along? Update.
Okay, we haven't started the build yet. We've been doing we've got all the supplies, I think, and then he's been staining and Django, will you please fuck off? Kindly.
Say never, Django, never.
Right? Go to her. Oh, he wants fed, Anita. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, he's staining and letting it dry as we speak. Hopefully, sometime between tomorrow, I've got to text him and ask him what the plan was, because we were thinking about starting yesterday, but the wood wasn't completely dry yet, and so he was worried it would make the house smell.
How many tanks is it going to be, like, high? Like 3 tanks high, 4 tanks high?
Yeah, my original plan was 340 breeders on the bottom, 20 longs in the middle, and 5s and 10s on the top. However, I've been worried about it being too heavy for for that area. Now it's going to be on a wall that's a supportive wall, so it would be capable of holding that. I have to say, and I've got renter's insurance, honestly. So if it did fall through the floor, I would be covered. But I'd rather that not happen if I don't have to, you know.
Does your renter's insurance cover tanks falling through floors?
It does.
That's good.
I'd be very sure to let them know that I had, like, at the time I had 15 tanks, and I wanted to make sure that any sort of anything that they did will be covered. So I found out that I get up to $300,000 of property damage insurance, including for flooding, like if the tanks break and stuff like that. And I've got 30 grand in personal property insurance. So if my tanks do break, they'll all be covered. Now my fish won't be, because they don't cover live animals.
Right.
But anything in and related to my tanks that gets broken, or anything that gets broken that is my personal property, will get replaced. So if the whole rack falls down and I've got 10 or 12 10-gallons and 5 20s and 3 40s and they all break and smash, then I can get them replaced. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a video of the rack whenever it starts getting made.
You better.
I'm gonna. Don't you worry. And then I'll either do a live, or maybe a live, I don't know, or a video of us moving the tanks, because that's going to be a big deal too. So,
right.
I had a good idea that I talked to you about, but I'm not sure if anybody else will care. And there's only 6 people here. Where the hell did everybody go? You guys are mean.
Does it matter?
No, not really.
Exactly.
Okay, smart ass.
I was looking for the snail food. I just got this Cats Aquatics snail food or whatever. It's the 3-in-1 calcium, or calcium and all the extra, fancy stuff.
Nice.
I was looking for it. Yeah, because gotta keep them snails healthy.
Oh yeah, and I haven't. Barney's shell is doing fantastic, and I haven't done anything other than put one of those wonder shells in there. So
yeah, those wonder shells work.
Yeah, and I had a Neurite in there, which I gave the Neurite to my friend because she wanted a Neurite, and I had 2 Neurites. I had an olive Neurite. What are you doing?
Well, you're about to have a zebra Neurite, because I have to send you mine.
Yeah, I have one of those, and then I had a tiger's Neurite or whatever. It looks like it's got tire tracks on it.
Get ready for eggs all over your tank, because I'm sick of it.
That does not bother me. I'd rather have those little eggs on my tank than those nasty, big, nasty, gross egg sacs from bladder snails and shit everywhere. Ugh.
You know what's grosser than bladder snail egg sacs? Mystery snail egg sacs.
Mystery snail egg sacs. Oh, Dan says I'm hitting on Shirley. I was like, wait, what did I miss? Is somebody flirting with me? I didn't know. What? And then I realized he's talking about his bong.
He's low key.
Apparently, he's very subtle. And freaking Brandon, you two would make a great couple. He said, I don't think that would work too much. I don't know if I could handle Dan wearing my clothes.
Ooh, Evergreen Aquatics. Christopher, you got all the hookups.
Yeah, he does, man.
Before I buy anything, I'm just going to ask Christopher first now.
You really should, because
that's going to be my new rule.
You should see some of this price lists that he sends me. It's just amazing.
Big clump of mystery snail eggs today. I had mystery snail eggs before. My biggest mystery snail that I have right now, this blue one down here that you probably can't see because it's too close to the glass. But anywho, definitely a male. But in the past, I had a definite female that would lay eggs, and I never got them to hatch. I don't know if I was doing something wrong. Probably. I don't know.
Probably.
Probably.
She made like at least.
Whoa, Django!
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys see the shaky? That was my dog deciding to go under my tripod. Anyway.
Django tried to go under the tripod?
Yes, and I'm not doing that. I'm not throwing a ball for you to go under my tripod again. He shook my whole camera because he went through it.
So my phone has been plugged into this power bank, but it's still dropping, and now I'm at 1%. So warning.
Okay. Well, we're about 2 hours in anyway. Does anybody have any questions or whatever, and anything you want to say?
Anything you don't want to say? You just want to say.
Because when Mel leaves me, I'm gonna not have anybody carrying the conversation here because I haven't got it going on right now. And so if Mel takes off, I'm gonna need some help with this before we shut this bitch down.
Oh, I'll come back as soon as my phone lets me.
Brandon, my social security number is 3. That's the only number you're getting.
3. 11D7.
I've had guys say, "Hey, what's your number?" And I'm like, 3. And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's the only one you're getting. Peace out."
No, it's 11D7. It's always 11D7.
I don't know. That gives them kind of too many numbers. They might be able to figure it out.
11D7. If they can figure out my social security from 11D7, then they can have it.
Your help in the first place, yeah.
Also, they can just have it because it's not like anyone wants to have my credit. So.
Well, I tell people all the time that if somebody took my identity, they would definitely beg me to take it back.
Enjoy.
I'd be like, take it, do something. With it. Maybe it'll be better when you bring it back.
Yeah, you want to trade?
Yeah, right. I'll take yours, even if you are a thief. But yeah.
So I've got this pothos growing out of the floor pond, right? And this is like where behind the light the main leaves are, and then the stem goes down here. This random leaf right here growing up out of the water from the stem far away from these leaves.
I see that.
It's just poking up like, hello.
Oh my goodness. Well, I was really worried about my pothos rotting in the tank because some of it was in the bottom, but it's just growing like it's nowhere.
Yeah, I haven't really had a problem with it rotting. Sometimes if a leaf goes underwater, you'll have that melt back a little bit. But like, I have a friend who straight up will grow the pothos in the water in the tank, and a couple leaves will die back. But other than that, it sort of goes through a converting thing, kind of like how other plants do. Yeah, and then it's fine.
That big plant that we have on top.
No, that's not a pothos. Right? That is not a pothos.
Oh, what is that?
I don't know. It's just not a pothos. But the other one, one that we've got, the green one coming out of there, the viney looking one, that's a pothos.
So we can plant that in the aquarium?
No. Yes, probably, but I don't want to. Once they get roots, you probably could, but I don't think just a cutting would be good to plant underneath there. What was I going to say? Anyway, yes, questions, people. Questions. Help me out here, because Mel's going to ban on me in a minute because her phone is weird.
I can keep.
Well, because Mel sucks at life, and her phone doesn't like to stream for 3 hours.
You should fix that, Mel.
I should. I'm gonna get a tablet and some extra stuff because now, I was never interested in doing the YouTube thing before, but now I guess I kind of have to.
Brandon
I have no choice.
Getting that 90-gallon. Well, no, Brandon, no switching to iPhone. What is wrong with you? Anyway.
Oh, are you an Apple hater too?
Well, I don't really hate it. I don't have no problem with it. It's just I don't like it. It wasn't very user friendly to me, and this was before I ever got an Android. I never had. This was my first smartphone. I had was an iPhone, and it was not user friendly. I couldn't figure the damn thing out, and not only that, but it's so proprietary. You can't link with anybody else or you can't FaceTime with anybody else. You have to use outdoor. You have to use other programs. You can't just, you know what I mean? You can't just call somebody on a video call. So, and there goes Mel. Exactly, Christopher. Fuck Apple. I guess Mel took off. She said she'd be back. But does anybody have any questions or anything fry related or whatever? Okay, yes, exactly, Dan. Samsung. But
questions. So
I killed Mel mother. I did it.
So I have a question. Could you walk us through the steps of incubating gardener eye fry? I mean, not gardener eye fry, gardener eye eggs.
Well, that's more like.
I think it kind of fits.
It's not hard, really. Especially if we do the giveaway for it's Anita's fault. Brandon said it's Anita's fault. Killifish eggs aren't too bad, especially if somebody wants to. If I do the giveaway and give some away, it's not really hard. When you collect the eggs, I put a breeder mop in most of my killie tanks because the ones I've got do breed. You know, they're egg scatters. They breed on. Now there's some that are peat moss divers, and I've got some rackabies. Yes, you're right, Christopher. We need to go over my breeding projects and narrow them down. The rackabies I've got are not spawning yet, but they are. They like to dive into the peat moss and lay their eggs there. So I've got breeder mops in there as well as a container of peat moss. Well, it's not peat moss. It's this sphagnum moss or whatever. I've got some of that in there. Haven't spawned so far. However, when they do, if they're on the breeder mop, two ways you can do a lot of killies. The semi-annual killies, which most of mine are. And I think some of the annuals you can do the same way with too. Well, you do, okay. Annuals and semi-annuals you can do by the dry, I call it the dry method, but it's not really dry. You put container. No. You put some peat moss or coconut coir, something like that in a container. I think I've explained this to you guys before. You dampen it really good, squeeze it out so it's not wet, and then you place the eggs in there. You put them in a dark, warm place for, depending on the fish, which kind of was around 2 months to 6 months, depending on the fish. Dan says you're killing him. And then you do what they call flooding, which means you put them in a taller container. It doesn't have to be very big, like a shoebox size container is what I generally use, one of those plastic shoe boxes. You put them in there, and then you put about an inch or two of water over the peat moss. Like it's about an inch or two of water over the peat moss. So, you know, about this much water. And then you wait. Usually within 24 hours, they start hatching. And the good thing about doing the dry method is that when you do it the water method, they hatch over a period of, you know, like a week or so, like in different sizes. With the dry method, you can wait till they're all ready and they'll hatch all at the same time. I generally flood them for about and flood them and then wait about 3 to 4 days before I put the rest of it up. When you're done with the peat and you flooded it and you're getting all the hatching that you think you're going to get out of it, you take it out, you dump it into a net or something, cloth or something, and you squeeze it out real good to where it's a moist peat again. And then you pack it up, put it back in a dark place, wait another couple of weeks, do it again. Christopher says his dwarf red Glarus looks like they're spawning. Yes! I'm going to add peat and see if I can get you some eggs. Oh, I love you, Christopher. You're the awesomest. Oh. And then, so yeah, red Glarus I think are pretty much the same. They're the peat.
Living room.
But anyway, the second way you can do it, you can incubate them in water. But it takes, I think it's actually only 6 weeks. Oh my God. That dog. Anyway, I think it's about 6 weeks and they start hatching.
Hey. You dropped this ball.
I know. Anyway, you can put a little methylene blue or something in there. Will you please, son of a bitch, go?
That went into the kitchen.
I did it on purpose so he'd get out of my face. But anyway, so you can hatch them in water, and they'll hatch over a week or so, or however long it takes them to hatch, and they're going to be different size fry because of them hatching. So which means you're going to have to separate them because they cannibalize each
That was
other.
meant to hit Django.
And so you don't want. Will you? No, you two will make me
Trying
want
to
to
keep
just
him from
murder
dropping
somebody.
the ball.
Sorry. Anyway, because they hatch at different ages, at different sizes, and different times, thank you, they will be different sizes. And so because they cannibalize on each other, you have to separate the sizes. When you do the dry method, they hatch all at once. Like usually within the first 24 hours, the majority of them are going to hatch. Maybe one or two over the next day or two after that. But then whenever you remove the water, squeeze them out, it removes that stimulation to hatch, and they go back into stasis, and then you can hatch them again in a couple of weeks, and then you'll have more. They'll hatch out within the first 24 to 48 hours, and then you just leave them for a couple of days, and then you do it again. You do this a couple of times until you're sure that all the eggs have hatched, or until you're not getting any results, and then you raise them, which they're not really hard to raise, but you have to be very diligent because, okay. So Christopher says, oh my God, computer. Christopher says blue glares takes 21 days to water hatch. So they would probably take 3 months probably in dry method, in the peat, maybe. Anyway, so with the garden rye and the Australe, you can do that either way, either the dry method or the water method. Now, I'm not sure, but I do not think the Nothobranchius or annuals can be water incubated. I know, I see.
She's still here.
I know she's there. My mom is awesome. Anyway, oh yeah, he was saying that he water hatches. Christopher's saying he water hatches everything he can. It's a pain separating the different size fry so they don't cannibalize. That's exactly what I was talking about. And that's another thing. The thing about pea spawning is you can hatch them whenever you're ready. You incubate them, put them in. And now I've heard some people say that if they're only non-annuals can water hatch. Yeah, like the semis. Well, only non. I thought semi-annuals could. I thought semi-annuals could water hatch, and because that's how I was doing. No wonder I didn't get any garden rye fry then, because I was told that with garden rye you could do either or, and there's semi-annuals, right?
I think.
Oh my God! Now I feel like I just don't know anything.
There's a snail surfing on it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I knew annuals have to be dry hatched. I knew that. I was pretty sure they didn't. But the non-annuals and semi-annuals can... The non-annuals or the semi-annuals can do both, correct? And then the non-annuals you water hatch. Or am I... Yes, semis can water hatch just fine. But the non-annuals do... Non-annuals are only water, correct? I'm waiting. But anyway, so yeah, and the raising them isn't that hard. The only things you have to really watch for is you have to have a lid, because let me tell you something. With killifish, they don't care how low the water is. If they can jump out, they will. I literally had my one of my tanks, I had juvenile killifish, 6 of them in there. And non-annuals are both too. Okay, thank you, Christopher. I wasn't sure. Excuse me, I wasn't sure. I had about 6 inches of water lower. It was lower than 6 inches below the lid. And they were juveniles. They were small. And I thought, surely they cannot jump out.
Huh.
They will not be able to jump out. Found all 6 of them scattered around, dead the next day. So, yeah. So have a lid, because killifish are suicidal. Also, keep track and watch religiously. Watch the fry religiously, because if they start getting bigger than the others, they will cannibalize. So you'll end up with half your fries gone in no time because they will eat each other. So I have been putting a ton of Java moss and stuff. I even use breeder moss, because breeder moss make good cover. If you don't have enough moss, they take the place of moss, and they do a really good job. So I just have the ones, I have them both floating and the ones that I can just put on the substrate on the floor of the tank. And it makes really good hiding places, and it's a lot cheaper than plants. So they're not as pretty, of course, but if it's just breeding tanks, grow out tanks, it's not that big of a deal. Trying to think. So anybody have any more questions? Because I'm not really sure where else to go from here. Don't even lower the water. Just put a dish of peat on the bottom. To keep them from jumping? What do you mean? Lower the only time I lower the water is that one time with the fry, because I thought they couldn't jump out. Unless I mentioned lowering the water somewhere else. I'm confused.
Did you tell them about the quarries? How to do quarries?
Well, I showed them the different yada
Did you
yada.
tell them how to do quarries?
I'm sure I can, but these guys probably pretty much know everything about that.
Why don't you ask
Ooh,
about
what fish am I
fish?
most excited about breeding? Ooh, the current. That is hard. Because the killifish, I adore the killifish, and I love the hatching and incubating process. It's awesome. The Kalitawas, I'm super excited about, because they're very new to the hobby and they're not easily acquired. So it's really cool to have a sort of rare fish kind of thing. So, yeah, I'm super excited about that. Also, because they're proving to be a lot more difficult than anything else. Anything else that I've been breeding so far, which I know is not an extensive list, but I mean, it's not a small one either. So they seem to be harder to get to spawn than anything else that I've tried so far. And granted, I haven't put every effort into it, but I've been doing some. Like, I've been water changing, feeding live and frozen and stuff like that. Like, when I feed the babies, I feed them about 4 times a day. Hello, Robert. I feed my fry at least 4 times a day. Once in the morning, once at lunch, once at dinner, and then once at bedtime. And I try to feed as much live or frozen food as I can for my fry. So what I do is I take those baby brine shrimp or vinegar eels or whatever, and I put them with the Kalitawas. Because one thing, I think, if you saw my triggering live, or if you were there, which I'm sure you guys were, throwing in extra food, power feeding is a really good trigger, a really good way to condition them. Also, throwing in small foods that they may not eat, but that their fry will eat, definitely really helps, because it lets them know that it's safe for them to spawn, because their fry will have food to survive. So I've been doing that. I've been trying to really, even if I don't have any live or frozen for them, I try to make sure that I put baby brine shrimp, vinegar eels, stuff like that, small things their fry would eat. And they are small enough they will eat them. But even if they didn't, it lets them know there's food for their fry. So I'm hoping that incites them to spawn. I know there's a few other tricks, like the gender of the babies are determined by the temperature they're incubated and raised at. I know there's some temperature that's more, what is the word I'm looking for? Desirable for spawning for them. There's just not a lot of information out there about them. So, it's a trial and error kind of thing. So, oh, Christopher wants some Kalitawas. Well, I'll tell you what, Christopher, you're hooking me up. I'll definitely hook you up, because when I start getting those Kalitawas, I'll just tell you this right now, they sell them for $18 a piece up here. So, Yeah. Yeah, Christopher, they've only been in the hobby for 5 years. They were discovered or collected first time in 2019. So, yeah, they've not been around very long. That's one of the reasons why I'm so proud. And whenever I found out about them, and I thought they were pretty and everything, but until one of my males, my main dominant male, is freaking amazing. His fins are bright, super red, and his silver is just like this metallic, just glowy silver, and the black mark on him is just super black, like onyx. It's just beautiful. You can tell he's a dominant male. The other male I've got is really pretty too, but when you set him next to each other, he looks really pale, really like just not that impressive next to the other guy. So yeah, definitely. So yeah, I'll definitely, I'm happy to hook people up with some Kalitawas and spread the love in the hobby. So if I could have 1,000-gallon pond, what would I put in it? Oh my God, Anita. Lots of babies. I don't know, 1,000-gallon pond, a bunch of big fish. A pond though? Why do it have to be a pond? Why can't I just have a 1,000-gallon tank with automatic water change system and shit? But yes, everybody, that is Miss Anita. Snakeheads, yeah, if we could get them. Aren't they like banned here? 100 Denison barbs, 20 bala sharks, and 10 red tail sharks. Ooh, yeah, you could probably do that. Okay, fine, 1,000-gallon tank. Okay, that would be really, really awesome. Is like take either my cold water tank, which probably my minnows, rice fish, rainbow shiners, and hill streams, all in it, everywhere. What do you mean you're leaving? Where are you going? Oh, that's never mind. I really I figured out what you were talking about, the snakeheads. I probably could throw Anita in a 1,000-gallon pond, and you know what she'd do? She'd swim. That's what she'd do. She'd be like, "Yeah, I got it." They were bred before they made it to the States. They shipped them to Germany first, and while they were recovering, bred almost immediately. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. I didn't know any about that. I knew that they'd only been in the hobby since 2019 or whatever, according to who was it? The guy who supposedly discovered them. What was his name? Gary Lang, I think is his name. Anyway, videos that I saw. Yeah, Gary. 10 fry went for $700. Oh my God. Yeah, I got 7 juveniles for, I think it was $32. Yeah, I got lucky. So for Father Fish. Dan, he'll let you have them. My favorite tank says, well, I've got a few. Like, I like the 20 longs for a small tank, 75 for a bigger tank. And I'm not really sure past that. Well, I like a 40 breeder too. 20 long, 75, and 40 breeder are like my 3 favorites that I've already owned. So anyway, oh, we've got 11 people in here. Okay, so somebody asked me questions. Anita can't keep asking me questions, especially because, about fry and stuff. Yeah, see, Brandon, I tried the 125. We all saw what happened with that. So, and Mel, you missed it. If you'd have gotten the last Petco sale, there was a glitch in the app where you could have gotten a 75-gallon for $70. Yeah, Anita hates the 125 gallons now because of it. Ooh, Brandon says, "What's my dream fish?" Okay, I have been super lucky because my first dream fish, my first bucket fish, was electric blue acara. I found them within a month or two after I decided that I wanted them. And then the blue Galaris and volcano killifish, those I wanted for a couple of months, and then I was lucky enough to find Christopher, who was going to hook me up. And so that's it. So I don't really know. I don't have another one after that, I don't think. I mean, there's a few that I would like to have here and there, but I don't have any like really hardcore bucket list fish. I guess maybe because I don't really think about it until I've already got my last bucket fish list. Mel says, what's your go-to every fry food? Definitely baby brine shrimp is the top. I also like vinegar eels. Other than that, if you're doing prepared foods, I don't know what that was. If you're doing prepared foods, probably just Repashy powder. Repashy powder is a good one. And you're right, Mel. Not all fry are big enough for those. Now, I want to start a paramecium culture. What do you call those? Infusoria culture, same thing. I want to start some of those, but so far I've not had much luck. I think it was because the filters I squeezed out into the bucket to get it started, I don't think they were seasoned enough. There probably wasn't much Daphne in it. Or, not Daphne, but Infusoria in it. However, I am going... Dango, stop it! Gonna knock it over! Anyway, so for fry that are too small for that, I like Repashy powder is really, really fantastic for it. But you've also got Hikari First Bites, which are good. Any powdered food. If you crunch up your flakes, thank you. If you crunch up your flakes really super powdery, you can even use flakes. Another good one, if you don't have any for fish that are too small for baby brine shrimp, is some egg yolk. Dissolve some egg yolk in boiled egg yolk, nothing else, just boiled egg yolk. Dissolve it in some water, and it'll feed your fry because it'll turn into like a cloudy liquid, and they'll be able to eat those cloudy particles. And it's got lots of protein, lots of stuff like that, and it's really good for them. However, it will cloud and foul your water. So Christopher says he uses Bug Buffet. Yeah, I wanted to try that. I really did, because I watched the what's his name? I can see his face in my head, but I cannot think of his name. Anyway, I watch him. That I think it's... Oh, yeah, C-Mel says keeping fish simple. Same thing. I want to try that too. So yeah, those are good fry foods. But my go-to generally, because I don't think I have anything that's super small that you can't use baby brine shrimp for. I mean, I always tend to do powdered foods and stuff like that. And vinegar eels is a good one too, because vinegar eels are a bit smaller than baby brine shrimp, so those can go well too. But there's even some fish that are not big enough for vinegar eels too. But I mean, like I said, you can use powdered food, Infusoria, that kind of thing, and Repashy. So yeah, exactly, Mel. Repashy is perfect. See, I didn't know. I didn't know when I first got Repashy. Didn't know it very well. And I was using it trying to make it. And then I thought, Django, seriously, why don't you guys leave me the hell alone today? Ugh. Anyway, so yeah, Repashy powder I discovered quickly is a very good food for fish, for baby fish. So, anybody else? These guys are starting to give me a fucking headache. Odessa Barbs, Christopher says. He's Dreamfish. Oh, well, that's awesome. We actually discussed getting some Odessa Barbs today. They were beautiful. They weren't super expensive. I think they were like $6 a piece or something like that. So, when am I getting a damn red tail shark? I don't know. Whenever I can. Should have called this stream Fish Fry and Shirley Yells at the Dog and my kid. Oh, Anita wants to talk about our 90-gallon plants. Okay, so you guys can help me out here. Mom says, chill, Shirley. You come take care of him when he's trying to bug you. Okay, so these are the two plans that I've got for the 90-gallon bow front. One thing I'm thinking about doing is making a cold water tank. For one, don't have to worry about a heater to heat that bitch. So, two, I really think it'll be pretty because in my cold water tank, what I would do is I would move my hill streams, my rice fish, my white cloud minnows, and add rainbow shiners. Right here, over here in the corner or on the wall, big tank full of all these little bitty, colorful, bright, shiny fish just moving around. All of them, at least as far as I know, the three that shut up, Brandon. I do not hate dogs. Anyway, he drives me nuts. Anyway, I hate little kid brothers, annoying little brothers. So, anyway, so I could do the cold water tank with the white clouds, rice fish, and rainbow shiners and hill streams, and probably the Garufa. Also, I have another option that I'm thinking of. Brandon, I'm about to mute you. Anyway, yeah, exactly, Mel. You try shaving their butts. Or I could take my Tetra tank, the Cursed 50, the now non-Cursed 55, and take all my Tetras from there, add Diamond and Congo Tetras, and oh my God, Christopher, Aquahuna has Rainbow Shiner for 6. I really freaking hate Aquahuna. Anyway, so take the Tetras, fill up the tank with Tetras, and throw my Cories and the Garufas too, because they can handle either cold or warm water. And my Pandagars would go in there with yes, Mel, Aquahuna is amazing, but they don't sell to anybody in Washington because they don't want to compete with the people they wholesale to, their stores and stuff. So they won't, if you live in Washington, they won't sell to you. Anyway, what was I saying? Okay, so Tetras. Tetras. Lots of Cories. See, so far I've got Bleeding Heart Tetras, Black Phantoms, Black Skirts, White Skirts, and I've got a couple of Glowfish Tetras that were given to me. So I was thinking, and Colombian Tetras. And I was thinking of adding Congo Tetras and Diamond Tetras to it and making and then of course the Pandagars, the Cories, the Queen Loaches, yada yada. And I was thinking about doing that for them, the 90-gallon for them, but I'm not really sure which one would look cooler or which one would be better. I don't know. So what do you guys think? Should I do a tropical Tetra tank or should I do a cold water tank? Oh my gosh, Brandon. Yeah, he does, Christopher. Brandon wants a sapphire red glow angel. He does. Actually, he wants a super yellow glow beta. That's what he wants. That they don't even make anymore. They don't even create anymore. So Christopher says cold water tanks. I like that idea too because, again, it don't have to have a heater or two to cover that. Can you not? I'm not. Yeah, you're right, Art. I vote Anita should distract Shirley more. She's a good antagonist. Her and Django, like, seriously, I've got a headache now. I'm trying to do this and be distracted and everything else. I need some more vodka. Anyway, I might just smoke some weed. I don't know. Do it. I don't have any dab, though. Oh, not that anybody cares, but my bong broke. My pretty little bong broke. There's a crack. Up here. There's a crack around here on the bottom on the inside. And then this, as you can see is all, not this. This, as you can see, is all taped up because there's a big chunk missing right. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Right here. Right here, there's a big chunk missing. That's all taped up. So it broke. I think my dog did it. Brandon, I drank vodka through a straw. If you ever drank real well, you know if you drink through a straw, you get drunk faster. Although I don't really drink to get drunk very much. So, anyway, Yeah, my bong broke. So I ordered me another one. And it wasn't really expensive, too. It was kind of cute. But I haven't gotten it yet. And I don't have any dab anyway, so I really couldn't do much about it. So, anyway. Yes, I do, Christopher. I drank vodka with a straw. Watch this. The funny thing is, after I had my stomach surgery, I'm not supposed to even drink through a straw. Because they could apparently put gas bubbles in my stomach. So that's not really good. Okay, so come on. We're at 2.5 hours, guys. Let's see what we got to talk about. Not right fucking now. Give me a few minutes. Jesus. So anybody got any questions or anything? If not, I'm about to, I don't know, hang somebody from their toes. Won't be Anita. I don't think the ceiling joist would be able to hold her.
Hey, you're mean.
Well, you won't leave me the hell alone. I'm gonna be mean to you.
Yeah,
Would you start a fundraiser to get you a 100+ gallon tank? If I thought that I would, that it would do anything and that I could, yeah, I would.
150 gallons, we'll do it. No, 240.
I mean, 100+. I mean, yeah. If it was new, I don't think I would do another used one that wasn't that I didn't see set up. That I didn't see filled and set up and stuff. And not just filled, because apparently having it filled for 3 days doesn't do jack shit once you put rocks and sand and shit in it. So, anyway. Yeah, 240 gallon brand new would be like 3,000 plus. Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying it's not. If I had $3,000, to spend on something, I mean, I guess if I had it, I probably wouldn't be broke and I could probably afford it. But if I had $3,000 right now,
we'd be out of debt.
Well, no, I wouldn't be out of debt. But yeah. Mel wants to fill her 29 back up and get another angel. You know how I feel about that, Mel. I told you what to do. I told you you need to put it up as a quarantine for your new angel and just forget to take it down. And forget to move him. He'll never know. He's a guy. He's a guy. Or you could put it on the counter and call it a counter pool or a counter pond.
Or you can put a little blanket or something over it and hide it and put a piece of wood over it and make it into a table for every time he's over there. And whenever you want to see him and he's not over there, just take off the piece of wood and the little tarp.
Do it. 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 You got to do it, Mel. We're telling you, you have to. It's part of being like.
That's peer pressure.
It's peer pressure. It's not peer pressure. It's just your turn.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. A shelf puddle or a counter puddle. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work for me. See, even Christopher says, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Cecil says, do it, do it, do it, do it. We have definitely got to do it. And I say we because I'll take some of the responsibility and you can make your boyfriend get mad at me. I don't give a flying fuck. And see, even Brandon, well, no, Brandon's not a good, he's not a good example, but he says, do it, do it, do it, do it. Yes, exactly, Mel. He said nothing about not tanks. So instead of calling it anything, you'll just say, hey, this is a not tank. Christopher, my hand's actually not too bad. It's more my elbow. There's not a brace here, and as you can see, there's a scar right along here. And don't touch it.
I'm just pointing at it.
And it's still sore. And it hurts. And I keep doing this thing where I lean on my elbow, trying to protect my wrist, and I forget that my elbow had surgery too. So and then there's a stupid stitch that didn't cut off all the way under the skin, and it keeps coming out and getting pulled on, and it freaking hurts. So it's doing well. It's just a pain in the ass. It's really driving me nuts. Now, my right one, we're going to discuss doing that one in like 3 or 4 weeks when I go back for this. And I think I'm gonna do it because I won't have the cast all the way up to here like I did because I won't be doing my elbow too. It'll just be my wrist. So the cast will only be about here. And although annoying, I think I can handle it because the biggest problem I've had with this one is my elbow. So Mel says she loves our support. Thanks for being my trusted enablers. Of course, Mel, anything to enable you. Surely get a 240-gallon tank and it will carry inside by herself. Dude, I wouldn't doubt that. She would probably fucking try. Like, I'm not even kidding. I am not even kidding. She is a freaking stubborn asshole.
I got the 75 in, didn't I?
Yeah, but you had to use a chair. You couldn't do a 240-gallon tank. She did get the 75 in by herself. She used a rolly chair and set it on the rolly chair and then held on to it while she pushed the rolly chair into the house. She did it all by herself because I couldn't do it. So
48 too.
well, actually, pretty much any of our tanks that she couldn't actually carry, and she's done that with. Yeah. I've tried to help, but I'm useless when it comes to weighing things. So
The Ford breeder you helped me with them.
Brandon says a 240-gallon weighs like 400 pounds, completely empty.
Yeah.
Have you seen her? Strong. Oh my god! She's not my kid, I promise. I found her at the fire station. Anyway, yeah, that was the dog again making a ruckus. And this time it was pissing her off too. But anyway.
That was hilarious.
So anybody got any other questions? Oh, Brandon, the dog went under the tripod again and almost knocked over the damn kid. Stop it! You see the wiggles? That's my dog going in and out of the tripod.
Jacob, if you're gonna go to your crate, then stay in your crate.
Don't tell him to go to his crate. I'll go through the damn tripod again. Do not come over here. Okay, now you're gonna let him come.
He has to say hi.
She's really trying my nerves. So is he. Other names for not tanks? I already have the floor pond and shelf puddle. Let's see. I would say like. Oh, you could do a countersink.
Oh, or you can do
a bathtub.
Or a fish box.
A fish box. Yep.
Or a fish container, or a fish crate, or a fish holder, or a fish cell.
Fish cell? Like jail? Fish prison.
Fish prison. Or, in other words, a fish school.
Really? What is your problem, dude? Do you need to go outside? Go outside. Go outside. Stop holding your face down so he won't react. Oh, thanks. Don't lick me now that you slobbered on me. Oh, my God. Brandon, part of the reason why they're so expensive is because glass and glass cutting is expensive. Move to Springfield, dog problem solved. Yeah, they're eating all our pets. You know, we're good. We'll have a dog steak dinner.
I'm patting the dog.
Do they cook them before they eat them, or do they just eat them starting from the nose and working to the tail? Or do they start with the tail and work to the nose? You know, the worst part first, the best part last? Anyway.
Mother. I'm trying to figure out how to pat.
Don't! He's got to go outside. Can you please take him outside so he doesn't fuck with me no more? Take your ass.
Hey,
go.
Come outside.
Don't knock over the computer. Sorry. Anyway. So what are we thinking here, guys? What's next? Shut up, Brandon.
What'd he say?
Hide your dogs with Kamala wins. For the fish warehouse, I'm going to get some Chinese-made tanks that are fiberglass. Oh, wow. That'll be awesome. Is it what, Helen?
It's starting to get dark.
Whatever. It's okay. You can go tomorrow. I'm busy and it's getting dark outside. I'm sorry. You're going to have to chill. Anyway. So, or they eat like snakes whole. I bet it is much cheaper than glass or full acrylic. I've heard some bad things about acrylics being hard to keep clear because they scratch easy and stuff. So, in a big apocalypse, which fish are you eating first? Ooh, probably Sid. He's fat as fuck. He would definitely work. Either Sid or Papa Schmear over here. Because them some big fish. Uh-oh. I think I might have a cars that are... They're cleaning off the... the cars were cleaning off a rock. They stopped when the door slammed, though. Yeah, exactly. Cooking bigger rainbows are the angels. There goes my freaking camera again. Anyway, I'm having an earthquake. Yeah, that's the freaking dog going underneath the fucking tripod. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know though. Some of my Corys are huge. I could probably make a meal out of them. I mean, I've literally got a Cory that's this long, and she's about that big around. She's huge. Well, I mean, I think I showed her to you guys. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's a huge Cory." I mean, I got a lot of them that are pretty big. So, but let me tell you something. Most of my fish are tiny fish. I'd have to cook them all to get a meal. No, Brandon, it's a albino, but which they're the same. Like emerald Corys are like pretty much the same thing, I think, just different color. I mean, I could be wrong with that. I mean, I don't really know much about emerald Corys, but I know albinos are Anais, and a lot of the different colored ones, like the different, I guess, morphs or colors or whatever, are Anais or Anais related. Now, I do think that some of my albinos are not Anais, though, because there are some that I think might be, maybe, what is there's another one that, that gets albinos from time to time, and I can't remember what it is. They're starting to get more, they're starting to become more standard with as albinos, or maybe they are more standard than I thought they were. Most of them are Anais, but there are some other albinos of other species. But I think at least a few of mine are some of the other species. But if they are, they're interbreeding, either interbreeding with each other or they're interbreeding with the other albinos, because they all stick together and they're all breeding. And I get a variety of small ones and large ones. So I could be wrong. They could be the same species, and I'm just projecting or something. I don't know. Brandon says 6.5-inch Roseline would be the first to go in his belly. I don't know if I told you guys, but we measured Papa Schmear, and he is at least 8 inches tall. He's over 8 inches tall, and he's 4 inches long. And Sid is over 5 inches long. So he makes Sid freaking look like he's just towers over Sid. Matter of fact, when I put his after putting the thing in there to act in the 75 to acclimate, and Yeti attacked the bag, which was really freaking stupid because Schmear is like twice. Oh, I showed you Papa Schmear, Brandon, but I will show you again. Anyway, when I put Papa Schmear in there, Yeti started going after the freaking after Papa Schmear. And I mean, he wasn't doing it super bad. He just kept pecking at it and everything. But it was really, really annoying. So I was like, I didn't want him to be any more stressed. So I put him in to acclimate in the 55 with Sid. Sid took one look at him and freaking ran into his cave. Like, he just turned around and just did full-fledged right into the cave and hid in the very back of it. And now he's digging up my damn substrate. I'm so glad I don't have any freaking dirt under there. Okay, hold on, Brandon. He's an angel. I'm not sure what kind of angel he is. Okay, just sent you the news price list. If you look, most plants have a minimum quantity of 3, but 3 plants at their price. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll definitely check it out. Okay, give me 1 second. I don't really have... Just hold on, and I will show you the damn fish. Okay. Ooh, Uno segundo. Okay, no camera, or there's the camera, no. Okay, Anita, you want to show them smear?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. Coming in. It's fine, just freaking go. Whatever. Go show smear.
That's me. Go to Schmear.
You know how to turn the thing off, right? And you might want to put a light on there so you can see. Or a light on the smear so you can see.
Let me adjust this to go to my mom.
It's fine.
You weren't centered.
Oh my god. That's because you moved it.
Yeah, because I nudged it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. About to see smear.
Oh, shit. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm sorry.
Do you need help? Go to
Settings.
settings, camera. Go down. Rear. It doesn't matter which one. Rear. Okay. There is Papa Schmear.
He's giant.
Yeah, he's huge. Oh, here, let me put this down so it doesn't have the.
But that's him.
Try to get a picture. Yeah.
That's him next to a giant.
They can't hear you. It's muted.
That's him
That's-
next to a.
He's next to a huge plant in the back. But yeah, he's huge. Brandon says Papa Schmear is sexy. Yes, he is. He's gorgeous, and he is massive.
Gorgeous.
He's gorgeous, and he is massive. Dan says so sexy. You guys are nasty. All right, just fucking go, Anita. I told you whenever I got done, we would talk about it, is what I said. You harass me every 5 minutes to do something or say something. It's starting to get on my nerves.
Well,
Anyway. So, who is grown? Oh, that's not Yeti, Christopher. That's the new guy that I got today. Yeti is the other one that I got originally, the first one I got. Papa Schmear is the one that I got today. So, yeah, Brandon, the only fish that I've measured is Sid and Papa Schmear, because Sid, he don't care. But, yeah, Christopher. Well, I mean, I love her to death, and usually I'm pretty patient with her, but she knows damn well when I'm on these lives to either talk to me about live-related stuff or an emergency or whatever, or to leave me the hell alone because I'm trying to do something. She knows this. But she waits until I get on here and wants to go play, which is fine. Go the fucking play. But I don't want to walk into the store in dark without talking to me. And, anyway. But, so yeah. So we measured Papa Schmear because he was like right next to the thing. And she put her hand up next to him and we took a picture of it. But he was farther, like he toward the back of the tank. So it didn't really show exactly the scale that we needed. So we went ahead and measured him. And he's about 8 inches from tip of bottom fin to the tip of the top fin. So, and when I saw him today, he was in that little tiny tank. I was like, oh no. Like he literally took up half the damn tank, it seemed like. So, yeah. Anyway. My daughter has a PhD in how to know me. She taught her skills to my son and ruined him. Yeah, it seems like daughters are the worst about that, right? She's mad at me now, I think. So I don't really know what else to tell her because it's not something I can have a conversation about right now. So I'm the reason Dan is glad he didn't have kids. Brandon, you're the reason everyone is glad they didn't have kids. Anyone that doesn't have kids, you're the reason I'm glad I didn't have another kid. Man, I just got sleepy, like, wow, pass out sleepy. Exactly, Christopher. Brandon is a good advertisement for birth control. Wow, Dan, 12 inches for your pleco? I'm assuming he's a common or a self-in. Yeah, I'm not sad. Right before I had Anita, like literally 2 weeks before I found out I was pregnant, I had decided I didn't want kids. I was like, nah, I'm good. I don't want any kids. 2 weeks later, boom, and you don't have a choice in the matter now. So it's so funny because people are like, if you don't like kids, how come you have one? I'm like, she was an accident. The first time I said that to somebody in front of Anita, I said, she was an accident. And they were like, oh my God. And why would you say something like that? And Anita goes, no, I really was an accident. And I said, and they were like appalled. I was like, listen, people, accident doesn't mean a mistake. An accident means you didn't do it on purpose. It doesn't mean it's a mistake necessarily. But what? Oh my God. Dan's always talking about things being 12 inches. Just check out his OnlyFans. Exactly, Dan. She was unplanned. She was a complete accident, man. She was. Did not mean to do that. But again, accident doesn't mean a bad choice or mistake or anything like that. Accident just purely means did not happen on purpose. So sometimes good things happen with accidents. I mean, not Anita. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Anita. Exactly, Mel. A happy accident. Oh my God, I just realized I've got to do all my water changes. Got to do more testing. Got to move the baby Corys to the breeder box. Got to check the breeder mops. And it is 7:20. Oh my God. Yes, we know you love Anita. She's awesome. I love Anita. Well, man, I'm happy to test tanks with you, but can't do that if I'm freaking, busy. Christopher, Anita's biological sperm donor apparently had the same issue because he's got 3 kids by 3 different women, including me. And all 3 of us had been told that it was unlikely we'll ever have children without serious intervention. And all 3 of us accidentally had children. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Mel, you can test tanks with me whenever we get done with this. I've actually did all my testing, all 17, however many tanks I've got. I did them all yesterday, but I had 5 or 6 tanks that the pH bottomed out and stalled the cycle again. So they've got high levels of ammonia, but because their cycle stalled, because the pH is so low, it's ammonium. Now, I'm trying to raise the pH back through water changes and stuff. I'm not buffering. I'm not doing that. Because if I do enough frequent enough water changes, the pH will stay normal and stay okay. But the problem is, now that the cycle's stalled, they're not, even with the pH up, it takes a little while for the cycle to come back. So we have to deal with the ammonia until the cycle starts again. Or, if it kills part of the cycle, we'll have to redo a fission cycle. And I've got 6 tanks that I have to test every day now because of this mess. 5 or 6. And then I've got 3 other tanks that have bottomed out on their pH that haven't stalled the cycle yet because it must have just happened. So I'm testing those too to make sure that it's not going lower or that it's raising back up. So I got to do all that. So I've got a lot to do tonight, and I know it's not all going to get done. I'm going to get as much as I can done. And tomorrow I'm going to a friend's to help her test and do her tanks. And then when we get done with that, I will be coming back and finishing all my water changes and stuff. So was his name Sirius? No, I won't tell you his name because nobody needs to hear that. Nobody needs to know him. 2 not tanks to test and 1 tank, Mel. That's, you keep on talking about it like that. Keep on mentioning that. Oh, and I got to do the brine shrimp too because the brine shrimp is starting to run out. I had this little, I'm sure you've seen it. It's a little round black container and it has a hole in the middle with a little basket. And what I do is I put a bunch of eggs in that and let it hatch. It takes more than 24 hours generally. It takes about 36 or more. Serious intervention. Very funny, Dad. Very true. That was hilarious. I didn't get that. I was wondering why you said that. But anyway, so I've got this and I put a bunch of eggs in it and they start hatching about 36 to 48 hours. And then they just keep hatching over a couple of days because they take so long to hatch them. And so I've got brine shrimp for a couple of days. And then when they start getting, when they start petering off and just kind of like getting less and less, I will clean it out, reset it up. And there it goes. So, yeah, exactly, Dan. We're all having different conversations. I can't believe it. See, if it were you, Dan, right now, if I were like you, and I had used that mic, I'd be going, "Oh, my mic is out." So yeah, exactly. Efficiency. If you can't do more than one thing at a time, you need to practice. So, anybody else got any anything to do? We should probably be wrapping it up. We're almost at 3 hours, and there's not a lot of people here left anyway, so I don't think anybody wants to stick around. Baller sharks or psycho fish? Oh, I've got to take some Tylenol. I'm dying. Oh, my address? Whose address? And why would you need my address? And even if I did give you my address, I wouldn't give it to you on here. I mean, I don't know why, because everybody on here, I don't give a shit if anybody on here has it right now. So, yeah, so I'm stuck smoking flower. Please don't look at how dirty my bong is, because, yeah, actually, hey, Anita, will you empty my bong and refill it? Because it's kind of gross. That's the awesome thing about having a teenager. You can have them clean your bong. Or at least dump your bong water. Ooh, downfall. Yep, you almost died. Would have died. I would have been very upset about my bong. I only paid $18 for that bong. Don't start with me. Actually, I think it was like $8 and then it was $10 shipping, so. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Bongity bong bong bong. Here we go. I love my bong. Yeah, it was hilarious. That's okay. I needed some of it out anyway. I just spilled bong water all over me. Shamu, Brandon, he would not propose to Shirley because he knows Shirley is not that kind of girl. She cannot be tied down. So he can hit all he wants to. Yes, I did dump most of it. I mean, some of it needed to come out anyway because she overfilled it. But yeah, I was trying to show you guys the pattern on the bottom. I don't know if you can see it or not, but yeah, right here. See, that's gold. That gold on it, that's the pattern on the bottom. But I got it for $18 total. I didn't quite do the disappearing act that my babe does. She's a free spirit, but you don't mind. You tried to get Shirley to join. You ain't talking about me because I'd handle that okay. That way, the other person can handle whatever needs on this side, and I can handle my kid, and yeah, I'd be down for a throuple. Just I don't know, but I don't know you well enough like that. Actually, like more the merrier, man. As long as everybody else take up my slack, so I can be lazy in this thing. I like being single. I'm good. It's either all or none. That's what I either want to be single or I want to have a polygamous relationship. Brandon, you know what a throuple is. A throuple is 3 people in a relationship. Instead of a couple, it's a throuple. You know that. And if you don't know that, you're very sheltered because I knew that while I was in a cult. So, I mean, mostly because it's preached on about how it's satanic and blah, blah, blah. So, never heard that word in your life.
Oh, they're not called throuples anymore. They're called triangles.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
You children don't know anything. Anita says they're not called thruples anymore. They're called triangles.
Love triangles.
Well, they were always called love triangles.
I mean, like, they're not called throuples at all anymore. You never hear that.
That's just because you people don't know English.
No, we don't. My generation, the generations after me, we're completely brainwashed.
Dan has his. I believe it, Christopher. I believe that because let me tell you something. I am not the best person because I like take people at their word and I'm like, oh, okay, you know how to go down to this way. Well, I'll follow you. Let's go. And next thing you know, you're lost. I don't know where the fuck I'm going, but I thought this guy did, so I believed him and went with him. Yeah, I'm kind of like that. I tend to be like, yeah, you sure go ahead. I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll defer to you. And when all I should have been doing is just taking the lead anyway. Love triangle. What will the kids think of next? Exactly. Love triangles. She told me they're called triangles. I was like, what? Hey, I have no problem with polygamy, man. If everybody involved consents, I don't see whose business it is anyway. I mean, who cares? It ruins the sanctity of my 5th marriage to my 2nd and 3rd wife. All together. Whatever, I don't know. I just love to hear people who have been divorced and married and divorced and married, or even divorced and married a time or two, bitch about stuff like that, about how it ruins the sanctity of marriage. I'm like, do you even know what sanctity means? Obviously don't know what marriage means. Anyway. Anybody. I know, right? And every generation. We did when we were kids, though, too. Like, it's so funny because I think of all these things. Because when I was growing up, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be like that. That's so stereotypical, blah, 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 blah. And it's so true, though. It's like, it is. Brandon, his generation invented fish keeping. Christopher, I don't think anybody that knows you can believe that she hasn't murdered you yet. And it all comes from the graciousness of her heart. You better worship the ground she walks on because, yeah. Exactly, Mel. And by the way, Christopher, if she's still with you after 30 years, she either hasn't figured out she doesn't have to put up with your bullshit, or she's starting to like your bullshit. Just, she won't tell you that. Oh my God, Dan, that's hilarious. I'm not even saying that out loud. Brandon, you're single. Yes. Okay. Women in California are psycho. All women that reject you or don't like you the way you think you should be liked are psycho. That's just the way it is. Dan, if you knew some of the shit I said to Anita, you know, you remember the joke about, did you blow bubbles when you were a kid? Who blew bubbles? Anybody blow bubbles when they were a kid? I'm going to wait for you for a minute so I can see if anybody answers. You got to be part of the joke. Come on. Anyway, the punchline, I'm too impatient for it. I can't. You guys are slow. The punchline is, well, he came by this morning to say hi. And Anita was like, what? I don't get that. I was like, all right, now sit down. This is what it is. I totally explained it to her. She was so, she I would say horrified, but I don't think it was that serious. But she was not. She was like, Mom, you do realize I'm your daughter. You probably shouldn't talk to me that way. I said, if I'm going to, somebody's going to teach you. At least if I give you the information, I know it came from the right source, you know? Only once, but it was in college. Dan, everybody's forgiven in college. It's part of, like, the college experience. Women just won't accept that you make all the decisions. Anyway. I'd make sexual jokes in front of my mom and teachers thinking they're too old to get it. Right? Sex wasn't invented by teenagers. It was, just not you teenagers. Like, teenagers, like, in the beginning. Oh, Christopher, you don't want to do that to your kid. I don't know if you guys had a falling out, you just don't like her anymore, but why would you say something like that? Not even if you're mad. Exactly, Art. Bubbles was a great guy. We need to just like, I don't know, have a chat room or something. Mel, you left. Now I'm talking to myself. Anybody ever watches this video, they're gonna be like, man, that woman is crazy. But I mean I am, but they don't have to judge me for it. What's really disappointing is that the coolest women are lesbians. That's funny. I never mind. That is probably not appropriate to talk about on a fish chat room. Uh-huh. Or live. Oh, I get it, Christopher, trying to be nice. Right, Mel. No, I'm not going to go there either. Jesus, we talk about fish or something. Come on, people. You forget I'm being recorded. That's probably right. I didn't like guys his age when I was his age. I didn't like him when I was younger. I didn't like him when I was older. No offense or anything, Brandon. There's a lot of ages that I didn't really think had a lot to offer me anyway, so. Yeah, exactly, Dan. Thank you for that. I told my mom, I was like, I don't know whether to be creeped out or complimented that he named his bong after me, because, someone on Facebook just asked if your doctors were rainbow fish. If they, what? The, anyway. I'm like, I don't even know what to say anymore. Just start singing "Somewhere Over the Rainbow" and see what they say about that. Send them a voice note, just singing it. Trying to see if there's any of my tanks that are not gross that I can show you guys. But there's not a single one in here that well, maybe one. Oh my god, the plants are all the way. We just trimmed these plants on the betta tank. They're already growing out of the water again. Which I love, because that's the whole point. But I did not expect that, because we literally did it just like 3 or 4 days ago. And it's Ambulia, which I love. It's one of my favorites, so. It's a purple dinosaur because you've named it. No, Mel, I'm not doing it. Not doing it, because I'm getting close to that mark where people will start being dicks to me and stuff, and so I'm not. I'm not. You mean dirted? Is that what you're trying to say? Not dirty, dirted. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's just they're not really dirty so much. It's just like one of them's got covered in snail freaking goo, and then the sanctuary now, we pulled up a bunch of plants and like threw a bunch of sand and stuff around so it's cloudy when we were catching some loaches, because I wanted to put the loaches in Sid's tank because that's where all the nasty snails are. And I don't care. Snails are fine. I don't care. But the crap they leave behind, the freaking gooey egg sacs, I'm good. That's gross. Anyway. But anyway, so I've got those two that are all messed up so they don't even look semi-good. However, the fish look fantastic. If the water wasn't so cloudy, you'd be able to see them. They'd be beautiful. But then you've got what I call my 20 nano over here. It's got my harlequins, my clown plecos, Habrosis cories, my killifish, Heidi, that got sick and now she's kind of deformed. She swims like this, with her tail all the way down. And she stays like, she's perfectly fine, gets around, eats and everything. She's good. But I put her in that tank so she wouldn't be harassed. And Papaya and his poor, I guess it's going to be my hospital tank, like my what do you call that? Not hospice, the long term care facility, whatever. Um, you guys. Anyway, yeah. So I think that's where I'm gonna put my swimming fish, not swimming, but the middle and top dwelling fish that have injuries or whatever that they can't heal from. I've got my coal cories in the tank that I was telling you guys about that's got the ambulia growing out of the top. I might show you guys that one. I've got the bed of the coals in there, and no, coal the betta is in there, and then my coal cories are. I've got a few cories that are humpback, and I call one quasi and the other moto. So, hold on, let me see. I might show you guys that. You guys want to see that one? Yeah, I don't usually clean off. I hardly ever clean off my glass. Just enough, like on the front, like you were saying, to do that. That's why they look so dirty. Is because I don't care. The whole point of it is the fish. I can see them just fine. And if somebody's coming over or something like that, yeah, I'll clean it off. But it's not, as long as I can see the fish and I can tell what kind of quality the water is. I don't care how much is on it. You know what's on it. It's just the snail eggs look gross. So anyway, so anybody want to see that? Yes, Mel, I have a quasi. I have two. I have a quasi and a moto. So, yeah. We know Brandon's a fish abuser. He's horrible. He's just... Okay, Mel. Jesus, I heard that demand right away. Freaking hey, man. A little pushy, aren't you? Every time I say... Same, Christopher. Every time. Like when I was showing you guys the fucking Corey fry over here. Okay, somebody... It's cool the way he cleans his glass. Okay, somebody do the stop sign thing real quick so that way I can get up and show you guys that tank without losing my place. I mean, I don't know if it'll need it, but just in case. Oh. This. But that's where my card is. This is my pretty interviews, and I am Julia. So. Okay, did you guys hear what I said? Because I just realized that I was talking to you while my mic on here was... Oh, crap, sorry. While my mic on here was muted. I didn't realize that. So, okay, let's see. Sitting on things. Ow. So, did you guys hear what I said? And when I showed you the... Oh, I just wiped my makeup all over my face. That was wonderful. Ugh. Did you guys even... You didn't hear a word, huh? Okay. Did you guys even see what I was showing you? That was the tank with coal in it. The quarries I was showing you there were two of them there that were my coal quarries, Quasi and Moto. You thought I was playing charades. You guys saw the tank though, right? Or did I sit there and show you my face the whole time? Oh, so seriously? Oh my god. I'm gonna delete this live after this because that is embarrassing. So nobody Okay, my apologies. I'm gonna mute this mic real quick so I can see and take it. I couldn't see anything on my freaking phone, so I can do this one. So, oh, thank you, Christopher. Okay, so give me 1 second. I will try this again. I'm gonna mute this so I can turn this on so you guys can hear me while we're over there. Let's try this again. Nope. Okay, I'm gonna try this one more freaking time. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. Can you see it now? Okay, you can hear us, hear me, you can see this. Okay, here we go. And that is my Abuela that I was telling you guys. See, it's growing up out to the top. And that is my Anubias. It was my first, one of my first Anubias. And there's some Bacopa, I think. And here are my Colcories. That's Quasi and Moto. And we've got a couple of other friends in here that are okay that we put in there for them. And let's see. Yeah, that's these guys. Where is Cole? Cole is the beta. Where's this might be a problem. He's down there in the corner. What the hell? Really? You Hey, Cole. Hold on, guys. Oh shit. Okay. I've gotta get Anita in here. Oh my god, I'm gonna kill this fish. I'm going to kill this fish. This fish is about to be fish sticks because he just opened his eyes and swam up to the surface. I'm not kidding you. This fish that I thought was dead or dying just started swimming. Let's show you. Look, oh my god. He's back down there again. What the hell is wrong with him? Okay, hold on. We'll see if he does it again. Or if he's just going to sit there. Come here, Cole. Come on. I don't know why I'm calling him like a dog. He's right there in the back. I don't know if you can see him. I don't know what he's doing. All right, I guess. I don't know. He seems okay, though. Scared the crap out of me, though. Oh. That scared the crap out of me, though, Dan. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to close this. Oh, give me the stick. All right, better? I think he was okay because when I turned back around, when I turned you guys back around to see me, he swam up to the front and swam around like this and then went and calmly laid back down on the ground. So honestly, I think he's just like, it's late and I'm taking a nap. So, because he's, oh. Thank you, Mel. It's like, it's the tank I do like seriously the least to. I have to write down when I've done things like water change it because I will forget it. Like I literally, the only thing it ever does that I have to watch and why I have to continue to do water changes is because the pH bottoms out if I don't do water changes because I need to replenish that cage because my cage is so low. So I've got to keep bringing it back up so I have to do regular water changes to it to keep it from doing that. I really don't know why any of my tanks do that. Not all of them do it, but some of them, even ones with that, well, any of them that's got Pleco's got wood, but I've got some tanks that don't have any wood at all, I think. Well, apparently not anymore. Huh. Oh no, the Guppy tank doesn't have wood. And neither does Lucifer's, the betta over here. Right, Dan? Every time if you had a nickel, every time you thought you had a dead fish, you'd be rich. Me too. But let's see. Yeah. So those. Anyway, the point is, my pH is like 2 from the tap, and my pH is 7.4. So it comes out really good as far as pH goes, and the GH is. I'm trying to remember what the GH is. It's like 4 to 6, I think. So it's not bad. It's actually pretty perfect water, if except for the low pH. For most of the fish that I like to keep, except for like the guppies now, which I've got a ragnite in there. But some of my tanks the pH will bottom out and go down below 6 or 5, or it bottoms out the test. And so whatever it is, it takes multiple water changes to get it back above the bottom of the test, above 6, enough to where my cycle can start back up again or whatever, if it hasn't killed it by that time. And but then you've got the problem with the ammonia until the cycle gets back up, processing that ammonia that has now turned from ammonium back to ammonia. So you got all that shit. So I'm having to do water changes and testing on it pretty much some tanks every day. So dead fish. How are you guys like still going strong? It's like almost 10 o'clock out there where you and Dan are, Mel. And you too, Christopher, right? Dead fish so they're married. Ark is a dick. I'm just kidding. It's 11. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking my mom because she's 2 hours ahead of me. I will be super surprised if my mom is still here. Yeah, it is a lot easier, isn't it, Dan? Actually, the funny thing is watching you and how casual and relaxed you are about it. It was one of the things that made me feel better about doing one. Maybe decide it was okay to do one finally, as if I've been doing this forever. Anyway, yeah, it made me decide to start doing them is because you made it seem pretty easy. So I guess it's kind of a compliment. Yeah, it's almost 8 o'clock. I'm going to be up all freaking night doing tests if I don't do it now. So, okay. So let's wrap it up. Yes, because I got to go and do some tests. Anybody got last thoughts or last goodbyes or whatever? Huh. Yeah, I know what time it is here. It is for me too. It's the same time, but I've got shit to do. Brandon, I can't do it tomorrow and say what am I going to talk about? Was that you? As these are upstairs or outside, screw them people. I don't care. Brandon, nobody needs your permission for nothing. I don't know why I said it like that, but we don't need your permission. I feel left out. Nobody said they love me. I'm just kidding. I know everybody loves me. I'm a lovable person. Mel, it's not fair. You're supposed to. Okay, wrap it up. I'm being rude. I really do need to start testing though, because I've got at least 9 tanks I've got to test. So Brandon loves Dan more. Why am I not surprised? Brandon's got daddy issues anyway. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he does or not. I got what? I know you do, Dan. Thank you, and I love you guys too. You're awesome. No, because he's happy for you to take care of yourself and do something for yourself, like getting off the live and just relaxing. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe he thought it would benefit you in some way. I'm playing the devil's advocate, I guess. Wow, Dan. Only you could make that sound bad. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the daddy thing. That was too much. Right? Can I move in and bring my 240? Well, that's the thing. If I go anywhere, my tanks are coming with me. So, yeah. Sid has literally dug himself a hole. He's taking a big scoopfuls of dirt, and there's a pile against my glass of sand and a hole behind it underneath one of the caves. Hold on. I gotta show you this shit. It's crazy. Well, I mean, I guess it's not crazy. Yeah, okay. It's not that crazy, I guess. Let's try this again. Studio. Okay, mute. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna mute this. Nope, not that. And we want. Okay, I'm gonna show you this. 1 second. Oh my god. Okay. You guys, I'm not even going to read that right now. Okay, so look at this crap. Look what he's done. Big hole. Big pile. Big hole. Big pile. Big fat Sid. I think I've done something. Oh, I have. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Oh, shit. That's another thing I got to do. I got to move the Cory fry. There's still lots of eggs to hatch. I was showing him. Sid dug a fucking hole. Sid dug a hole. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I've got to go because I got to take care of these guys. So let's wrap it up. Nope. Not you. Sorry. That. Yeah, here in a minute. Well, I mean, trying to wrap it up. Okay. Okay. Really? Okay, guys. Like, really got to go. Okay. Night. Love you. Everybody have a good time. Thank you for coming. You guys are the most amazingest people. Like, I love you guys. The best ever. Okay, bye.